right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safer Liquid Beer for the podcast.
Be right again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Check-in, come on, let's go. It's the AM Nasty Big Hello. It's not static, AM radio. It's way better. Nielson Show, let's go. Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
Mommy likes too.
And those Macramalla intros are cutting like a knife. Hey, it's Mitch texting in, he's your dealer for life. Let's crack a 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin bites.
Final day of 2025. Unbelievable. Dustin Nielson and Dave Jamieson with you.
Yeah.
Jamo, what's up, my man?
Oh, so much. Good to see you. God, it's
good to see
been
you.
on the air for together.
Yeah.
For God, it's
I don't even know how many years
4.5 years, I think.
4.5 years.
I think so. Something like that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because so the last time we were together
Yes.
was the first time you chatted about your cancer.
My cancer and
coming back on the air.
Yeah. You were the first person that I sat
can't believe
down
that
and
was that
said,
long
hey,
ago.
this is my story.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That is nuts.
I will not bring you to tears today.
Well, I hope not.
Yes.
I am a very emotional guy,
Yes,
Jamo.
I know.
So,
Yeah.
no, man, it's great to see you. It's great to have you in today. I don't even think, like, outside of some trade deadline shows, I don't even think we really did many shows together at 1260 either.
No, I don't.
Right? You had your show, I had my show.
Yeah, and I would follow. No, it was Low Tide. God, my the years just sort of blend together. I did noon to 2.
Yeah,
Tide was 10 to noon.
that's right.
So, but we would cross over a little bit.
So,
yeah,
and then you guys
and stuff.
merged.
Yes.
And,
For the last year, and then we
you,
got fired.
You go after us, and then everybody
we got fired.
Everybody got fired.
Yeah.
So what happened was when they put Jamo and Low Tide together, they had to shut down the station.
That's right.
That was basically that was the final blow.
Well, yes. It's so many ways.
It is the Nielsen Show this morning, as always, brought to you by our partners over at Weiss Johnson.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Will Fraser yesterday had an interesting idea with the Weiss Johnson jingle. And by the way, if you're looking for a furnace, check out wjsportstalk.com. Make your home comfortable for all seasons with Weiss Johnson. He said when we bring in Reed Wilkins, we should go, Reed Wilkins, whoa. Because it's like the Weiss Johnson jingle. You don't like it,
Well,
Phrase loved it.
As Phrase would.
Yeah.
As only Phrase would. Had I known I was following Will Fraser, I don't know if I would have taken the gig today because it's like following Led Zeppelin.
It is a big
or
one.
Metallica. You're not coming on after that.
No, you don't
and
want
then
to.
Trying to, you cannot improve on the best.
I joked about it at the beginning of the week. My 3 fatherly figures were going to be on the show this week. My dad, my sire.
HR daddy.
Yeah, he was on Monday. Then Will Fraser, who, despite not being that much older than I am, always took on that role.
Yes.
And then obviously you were my work dad for a long time.
Yes.
So Yeah, no, it worked
Honored
out.
to be so.
It worked out pretty well to have all the guys in this week, so that's good. All right, we are on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us today.
Subs.
We are on TuneIn. We are on iHeart. We are on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Right.
And as of this moment, I'm not sure if we are on 95.7 Cruise FM or not. If you are listening to us on the radio, let us know. We've got an issue with our sort of way to see it all on the back end today. So I don't technically. Oh, we are on. Oh, there we are.
Look.
Okay, so we are on air. So we'll just keep operating how we are. We can go blind if we have to, but we'll be able to get through this. So.
Variety that rocks.
Exactly, on 95.7 Cruise FM.
Yes.
All right, so that's good. So my way to monitor it is not working properly, but we are in the air, so that's perfect. Excellent. All right, good to know. All right, so we've got lots to get to as we work our way through the show today. What do you think of old YouTube Trev here, Jamo? As a veteran broadcaster yourself, what do you call him? Tube? Don't you call him Tube?
Yeah.
Nobody else calls you Tube, Trev, and I love it.
I like that. That's cool.
I call him YouTube Benny sometimes.
Just to mess with everything.
Just mess with him. Yeah, he's coming. You know what? There's it's so much potential. I always call him the future of broadcasting.
Oh, that's you know what? I do think we have three pretty good young
FOB.
broadcasters in this city. In this
FOB
station. Yeah. How's that feel, Trev?
Get ready, everyone. I am the future. That's crazy.
God,
That's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
Everyone's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is the future?
Yeah. Well, you're ahead of the game a little bit. I didn't even. Well, what are you? 27?
Yes.
And I came here when I was 29.
yeah, but
So-
you had gone.
I've been working
were
in
up
other places
north,
and stuff. Yeah. I grinded it out.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
Down in the ECHL.
Mark texts into the show. Paris Jewelers inbox, by the way. Don't be a dud, be a stud at Paris Jewelers. Canadian and family owned. ParisJewelers.com, 5 locations. Mark texts into the Paris Jewelers inbox. This isn't going to win your Royal Pizza text of the day, but it's pretty good. Conch to my wife, listening to EST for the first time today. I love it. Welcome aboard, Mark's wife. Thank you very much for being here. Sign guy Trev texts in. It says, coming to you from the bottom of the shower, the FOB, tube, future of broadcasting.
That's good.
Dude, you probably didn't see this yesterday, Jamo, but yesterday during our weekly confession segment, YouTube Trev, who loves to bathe, he has baths at, what do you say, a 6-to-2 ratio?
6-to-2 ratio.
So
Bath to shower.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But what he revealed yesterday
You
during
wrinkly
confessions
lizard.
is that, well, he would be.
Yeah.
He said every time he showers, he just lays down in the tub anyway.
Yeah. Just let it,
Well,
let
I've
it
done
come
that
down on me.
after passing out.
See, exactly. Hangovers, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But he does it every time.
I recommend everyone to do it. You'll feel so happy and peaceful.
True story. A friend of mine, dear friend of mine, who shall remain nameless, but I will name his employer, was my counterpart with Canada's team, the Saskatchewan Roughriders, on his first road trip to Montreal. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We just say to
Montreal.
Montreal.
That's all you have to say.
Fell asleep in the bathtub.
Yeah.
He had all of the player tickets for the flight home. First road trip. Roy Shivers called him aside and said, "We'll talk when we get home."
He had all of the tickets
Back then,
in his jacket or
yeah. And he was supposed to be at the airport before, the team arrives,
to
right?
be there
You get in the cab before the
here's your
buses and all
ticket,
this.
here's your ticket, here's your ticket.
There you go. Terrell Jareniak. Yes, there's your ticket.
Oh,
Danny Barrett.
No.
Yeah.
Man, that's
So don't fall asleep in the tub, Trev.
No, never will. Never have.
Do you lotion? Do you put a lot of lotion on?
oh, that's a good question.
I mean, I just got a follow-up question.
Yeah, like hand lotion,
Trev.
like any of that,
body
or like-
lotion.
Body lotion.
After the tub.
No,
Or
no,
the
I
shower.
don't. Never. Not a body lotion. Like I use shower gel. That's like body wash.
No,
like body-
no, Trev.
Not that.
It's
Not that.
an entirely different category.
Different.
We
No, I
still
do
lotion up our kids after they have baths.
Why wouldn't you?
It makes their skin nice and supple.
Yeah.
I don't like the feel of lotion on my. I don't like it.
No?
No, not even a little bit.
You will soon. I'm going to lotion you up myself.
Okay.
Weirdo.
Well, that's the thing. I don't like it on my hands afterwards. No,
But
no,
he
it's just-
he says when he lays down in the shower,
Yeah.
he soaps up while he lays down.
Use the shower gel. Trev, it's great. The body wash.
Why don't
It's
you and
awesome.
I just sit in a Wannick's office after the show and just kind of
Just
get to know
you
each
talk.
other? Yeah.
I had a bunch of those talks with
Yeah,
Jamo
we'll
when he
just
started
sit,
at
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
1262.
I'll
Like,
just sit.
Get to know each other.
yeah, big Jamo. What are your plans for New Year's Eve tonight? What's because it's a final day of 2025, a glorious time here. What's
A tab of Molly and I go nuts at the club. You know what? Some Chinese food.
oh, is that a
And
tradition?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
yeah.
and then I'm just surrounded by flat screens at home. I'll dance
Yeah.
between World Juniors.
Yeah, big World
Oilers.
Junior game tonight. Oilers game tonight. Yeah.
I also do another thing. I put the radio on, so
You
I get
do?
a little stuff.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I like when they are struggling and he doesn't even talk.
Yeah,
He gets
he just shuts
so
down.
angry. Mooner goes to throw to him and you just hear nothing. I was like, oh,
Just a hum.
It's one of those games. Like,
Yes.
that's a tough one.
Yes.
That
you?
sounds
Are
nice.
you, Tam,
well,
and
my
the kids?
parents are still in town, so we'll have like a little family.
Are they overstaying their welcome?
No.
They're
I want
not?
them to move here. Like I love having my parents around. So my parents last night, one of the things they gave us for Christmas was they gave us some cash and said, have a night out while we're here.
Oh, nice.
So last night, Tam and I went to the taco shop on Bourbon Street for dinner.
Okay.
Then we came to the office because there's no movies that we want to see. So we came here and watched 2 episodes of Landman. Had a couple of beers from the beer fridge, watched Landman. And then we drove home in the foggiest drive I've ever had in my entire life.
But you had your lights on.
The lights were actually, you know what I did? I pushed another button for lights. I don't know what it does.
Really?
Yeah, but I have a couple buttons for lights in the truck. And I said, you know what? Maybe I'm going to push this one and maybe it's better for fog or something. So I hit that one. But it was, if you were out driving last night around 10 o'clock, at least on the West End, I'd never seen that much fog in my entire life. It was insane. Absolutely nuts. So, but tonight.
Fog is scary. Or can be, right?
Yeah.
It could be dangerous.
Well, everybody on the hen day was going like 60 with your blinkers on too. Like you couldn't see a third of a kilometer in front of you. Like it was that bad last night.
This is a really old phrase. It was thick as pea soup.
Yes. Yeah, I've
Do
heard that
people
phrase.
still use that term?
I don't know, but I've never
Thick as pea
used
soup.
it, but that was a very popular
okay.
phrase back
Yes,
in the
it
day.
was.
It was nuts. Anyway, thank
God you're here.
I like having my parents here.
Well, okay, that's good.
Yeah, so I do. So tonight we'll I don't know if we'll stay up to midnight.
Come on.
But we'll have a countdown with the kids.
Sure.
We'll probably have set up cut up various meats and cheeses and some crackers.
A charcuterie board for the kids?
A Nielson charcuterie board. It's like you get
And a
you know
shrimp
one of
ring.
those rolls of salami.
Yes,
and you
I'm
chop it
aware.
up. Some cheese, hard cheese is where our family called it growing up. Some crackers, some chips, various beverages, some chocolate milk. We'll
For
probably
you? Chocolate milk for you?
chocolate milk for me. We'll probably play the game of life. We got that for Christmas.
Oh,
Remember
yes.
Life?
Yes,
so they've
yes,
been playing
yes.
that a time. We'll probably
Okay.
play some Uno. We got this other game.
Twister? Do you ever play Twister?
No, but the kids got Twister for Christmas.
Oh.
So they start. Elizabeth's outstanding at Twister.
I bet.
Marshall has some struggles.
He's a bigger man.
Yeah,
He's a bigger man.
It's tough for him. I'll tell a quick Twister story. So they get Twister. Christmas Day, they want to play it, so they set it up, or they set up Boxing Day, and I'm spinning, and then tell them where to put their.
Yeah.
So I'm spinning for Elizabeth and putting it where to go. But I was just picking it for Marshall. Like I'd spin it, be like, Marsh, left foot yellow, right foot, and the one right next to him, and Elizabeth's like all
Yeah, a
like
pretzel.
she looks like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And Marshall's got like his 2 feet, and then I said, okay. I said, now you got to go right foot or right hand. And he's like, just bent over. He's like, oh my God, I don't know. Like, this is hilarious. But yeah, so they got Twister. So I don't know if we'll play Twister tonight, and then we'll do some countdown, and I'm looking forward to tonight.
I'd like to see this guy do Twister.
Yeah.
Coming out of the bath.
I was unreal at Twister growing up. Gymnastics for like,
Really?
Were you in gymnastics?
yeah, man. I did
Nadia
the splits.
Comaneci.
I did the splits for, I probably stopped doing the splits until grade 8. But that was like my thing, man. When I was a new kid, I'll never forget it. When I was a new kid in Tabor,
Yes.
I just tell us something about yourself. And I was in grade 1, and I was silent. I was scared.
Yes.
I just
So it would be-
squat down, do the splits. And everyone's jaws dropped. And the teacher's like, oh, and it was just silence. Wasn't the first time I
you
did
just
that.
randomly pull the splits out.
Yeah, it was like my thing. It was my
That's
whenever
your
I got
go-to. That's your fastball.
Okay, say whenever you got what?
whenever I got nervous or whenever I don't know. I
You're like
freak
a
out.
goat that freezes and then
Yeah.
falls over, but you just go into the splits.
Yeah.
You go limp.
And one of the coolest stories of my life, I remember I was picked to, when you go to, the Oil Kings, they bring out the kids and they play on the ice. Well, they did that for me. And I was like, oh, they asked me to be on the team. Yeah, we want you. And I was like, this is unbelievable. This is great. I can't wait. And I told my mom, I'm like, I'm going to do the splits the whole time. And no word of a lie, puck drops, and it's at the Lethbridge Hurricanes game.
At the Hurricanes at the MX Center.
Yeah, the MX Center. And everyone's just like, what the heck is that kid doing? I did the splits for 5 minutes.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I was on the ice the whole time doing the splits, man.
You didn't skate anywhere. You just-
No, man. And everyone's like,
Were you
look
the
at that kid.
goalie?
No, man. I was just to the puck drop.
Are you serious?
Off to the side.
Yes, and they were like, what the heck is this kid doing? And I didn't move at all. I was just doing the splits. And my mom was like, this is unbelievable. I was like, was it funny? Like, it was like, yeah, like the parents, everyone around was just pointing at you.
God, you could be on the Olympic roster with that. That's specialized
Yeah,
skill.
I'll never forget that. That was the
Oh
coolest
my
thing.
God, dude.
Yeah.
You
It was
just went
awesome.
down and did the
I
splits
just
for
did the
5
splits.
seconds.
Your
Yeah, man.
groin.
Or however long it was. I think it was 5 minutes.
Oh, sure. Go with 5.
Maybe it was
Trev.
10
Yeah,
minutes.
it's probably about 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah, 3 to 5 minutes, but didn't touch the puck once, immediately did the splits. It was awesome.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, so was it
What are a strange beast?
Reed Wilkins' theory yesterday on Trev, because he joined us right after Trev confessed about the laying down in the shower thing.
Okay.
Reed's theory is that he's the most brilliant broadcast mind in this country's history, and all of these stories are a long con. And in like 5 years, he's just going to be like, actually, I'm from Northwest Territories and my name's Chris. And this is all just a bit. The mustache isn't even grown. It's just on.
Yeah.
It's a prosthetic.
Yeah, no, that was funny. Chad Jenkins, whatever Reed called me.
Yeah. I'm Chad Jenkins from Northwest Territories. Dwayne from Tway over on the YouTube chat says, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
If there was an SD category for best Trev story, how could a winner ever be determined? I don't know. I mean, I thought the shower thing was something, but you as a kid just doing the splits for the entire
on command.
at the MX Center.
Yeah, but my mom's just like, go out there, have fun. I'm like, I'm doing the splits for as long as
I'll
I can.
show you fun, Mom.
I'm doing, yeah. And
So
I'm
what
just
were you, like 5 years old?
I was in initiation, so
Okay, so
whatever
like,
that
yeah.
was, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, right
6
around
or
there.
7 maybe.
Right around there. And I just pointed at my mom and I was just like I was pointing at everyone. I just remember.
Yeah.
They're like, this kid's awesome. And I just didn't move once.
Oh my God, buddy! This is a highlight of my New Year's Eve already. We've peaked.
Yes.
It's 6:20 a.m. That's tough. All right, let's lay out the show for you, shall we? We got a bunch of questions for this Olympic team, so we'll dive into some of that around 6:30. That's a good coming up. It was a big year for the Canadian Football League 2025. We haven't had a chance to chop it up yet, so we're going to kind of recap that a little bit before 7 o'clock. Jamie McLennan on the Firehouse Subs hotline just after 7. Play Alberta early bird bet of the day. That should be up shortly. Free advice for Damon Bunting. Macramalla is going to be by. We're going to talk Olympics around 7:45 today. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. Got your back morning mandate with Ryan Rishaug. Snow report for Marmot Basin heading into the long weekend for some of you. And then the wrap for William Huff, the 6 o'clock hour of the Nielsen Show, brought to you by Ewell.
Ewell, your partner in power.
Yes, Ewell, your power play specialist. Ewell's got the gear you need for your next electrical project. 3 Edmonton area locations. You can order online anytime. Ewell.ca. Ewell, your Edmonton-based partner in power and source for all things electrical. I honestly don't know how we we top what we just saw there. But the Edmonton Oilers tonight, if you have Macramalla intros, you can send them. You can send them in. I see Rusty Shackelford just fired one over as well. So we'll get into that with Macramalla when he joins us. Oilers get the Bruins tonight to wrap things up for 2025. They are in first place right now, but still some interesting storylines for this team, as there has been for most of the year. Jamo, your thoughts on the game that Pickard had last time out after Ingram had played pretty well for 3 games, and how the goalie thing may possibly sort itself out when Tristan Jarry ever returns between the pipes?
Well, it's funny with Pickard, and he, I'm sure, would admit and probably has spoken to the fact that he has been, what would you say, erratic at best, and not performed to, the level that he has shown largely since he came here. I mean, he played an important role for this team last year, right?
Yep.
I mean, he has been, I think, performed the number 2 role as good as you could expect, frankly. And he's a bit of a reclamation project himself.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
So I think has been a good story. Now, that was then, this is now. Is it a bounce back performance that will then, you can say with great confidence, look, that we can get more of that out of Pickard going forward for whatever that means until Jarry returns? I don't know. I don't think any of us can confidently predict that. Ingram has been, and look, I am not a Kevin Woodley guy. I can't watch goaltending with deep knowledge. You stop a puck, okay, I can see that. I think Ingram has been good and good enough.
Yeah.
So if I'm an Oiler fan, do I feel great about the situation? I think you should feel, geez, like wipe your brow and go, maybe we're going to get through this. But the thing coming out of all this, Dusty, is what kind of Jarry do you get upon return?
Yeah. Well, and how much of an issue is this? Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I know when he got injured shortly after arriving here, and I tweeted out, I said, we'd heard about his injury issues, and I got a bunch of people on Twitter reply saying he's missed 33 games over his entire career. Yeah. But he missed time last year.
Yes.
He missed time this year with likely the same injury. Now he's missing time again. This is an issue for the rest of this season at least.
And likely an issue that he will have to work to and work around for the rest of his career, right? It appears, and it's not for me to say chronic, but let's just say if it's starting to repeat and lower body, is it groin?
As a goaltender. Type of issue, yeah. I liked him when he was healthy playing here. He looked, both him and Ingram move better than Skinner and Pickard. Like Pickard shuffles around in a different fashion than Ingram and Jarry move around the crease, right? So I've liked Ingram so far.
Ingram's a great story.
Yeah.
But, and he should be applauded for all that he has gone through, and he seems like a guy who's incredibly self-aware and all of what he's gone through. But it's, as we all know, results-based business. The story thing is great, but it's not enough to carry it. It's going to be performance.
All right, and then the other storyline around this team right now is Majapani. We'll see what ends up happening with him in this game tonight, but he was scratched last game. His agent has been given permission to seek a trade, see if they can find something that the Oilers might be able to dance with. I don't know. Arvidsson, it was the same sort of thing. Partway through the year, he was just like, he wants more opportunity. It didn't. I don't know if these guys are being promised things, and then partway through, they're like, what if the Oilers went to Majapani and said, we love you. We think you can score goals. You're going to be a top 6 guy here. Come sign. I could see why he would be a little bit pissed off if he's playing on the 4th line and getting 10 minutes. But I don't necessarily know what's the best outcome for them to get out of this thing now. What would you expect?
Well, I'm just trying to think, what is Mangiapane, the current version of him, worth on the market? It's a middling pick.
I think whoever brings him on has to have the same mindset the Oilers did, in that we can make him more effective, right? That's what they must have been thinking when they gave him the 2 years and over $3 million compared to what he did in Washington. They're thinking, we can unlock him a bit here. You need to find a team that has that same mindset, right?
I'm assuming that they went into it. We can find the Calgary version of Mangiapane. Fair?
Yeah. That's what they're hoping.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a flyer, because somewhere in this guy is, he had 35 goals 1 year for Calgary?
What was it? Trev, you hate his guts. What was his peak?
I think it was 34 goals. Was it 34, 35? I think it was 34.
But so you're thinking you can get 20 out of that guy.
You'd be happy with
Should
that
be able to.
at that price point.
35. No, Jamo was right. 35.
Let's go, Jamo.
You know so much about Majapani
so
stats
much.
from just after the pandemic. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yes. No, when he signed here, I mean, there were some, and there always is when you get a guy like this who get overly excited.
Yeah.
And I had fairly limited expectations when they signed Majapani. So, to see where he sits now, minus 16, and I know plus minus doesn't carry the weight it once did, but that's a pretty damning.
Well, I'm looking at it like
here.
what's funny is that prior to this, he'd never been a minus player his entire career. And now all of a sudden here with the Oilers, he's minus 16 this year. It does even last year, he had 14 goals in 81 games.
Yeah.
He was an even player. The year before that, he's plus 7. The year before that, he's plus 12. The year he had 35 goals, he was plus 20. But this is an outlier from that perspective. The minus 16 and the 5 goals, which puts him on just shy, probably about a 9-goal pace for the season, which is still a step back from where he was at last year. So I think you might be able to find a team that looks at him and goes, we can play him 16 minutes a night. He can score 15 goals.
Is that a contender? Is that a contender?
Yeah.
Is he a piece that you would drop into let's just pick a Dallas? I would say probably not.
I would think if it was the case, it would be a fourth line where he's not happy here being a fourth line guy. So he's not, and he has some trade control. So he's going to have a little bit of say in, if he can find the right fit somewhere. So this text comes in from Hot Take Kev. Says, Majapani, a small forward with minus 16 so far in a team currently first in the division. What GM wouldn't trip over themselves to get him? He has no value, I'm sorry to say.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. So would you rather, let's say a team has, this was the example that popped up yesterday, Macalla in Toronto, same type of thing. They brought him in. He's got a year left. And he's an RFA. He hasn't worked for what they were hoping. Would you rather flip him for another team's problem and think maybe we can get this guy going here, or would you give up a pick to move the cap space for Majapani? Like if he truly has no value and the only two options are take back somebody else's issue or give up a pick to move him, what would you do?
And given where the Oilers are, and I don't have it off the top of my head in terms of picks, and I'm reluctant, right?
To give up another pick
I really am. I wouldn't want to burn that kind of equity, if you will.
Yeah. I thought he was going to fit in somewhere
So
nicely
did I.
in the top 9, and probably score.
I don't know what I had.
13 to 15 goals.
Sure.
Right, which
And
is
you
what
would
he had.
take
He had
that.
14 last year in Washington.
You would take that.
So, yeah, that's interesting. Bones is suggesting that Tristan Jarry becomes a 1950s stand-up goalie and never goes down again. He's just sitting there turning out one leg, stand-up kick saves.
Table hockey goalie.
Yeah, pretty much the exact same thing. Just move him
Puck
around like
hits
that.
you, and if the puck doesn't hit you, it goes in. It's a pretty simple thing.
Well, it's kind of how Skinner played for a few years.
Well, now, come on now.
Hey, Skinner got the win last night.
Sure did.
I was at Bourbon Street there, but I saw him getting interviewed after the game, and I thought, well, Skinner must have played well tonight.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
And
so
the
there you
fans
go.
were chanting skins
No.
or stew.
Oh, I sure
Was it
hope they're
Stu?
just chanting skins instead.
Skins.
Skins.
Yes.
That sounds like fun. All right, we have a massive Olympic team roster update coming today at 10 o'clock. Trev's wearing his Hockey Canada jersey
God, I
today.
should have worn mine.
Do you have one?
I do.
I don't have a Hockey
gifted
Canada
one
jersey, yeah.
from 2010. True story.
Oh, geez.
So we know what happened in 2010.
Yes.
And somebody thought it would be a great idea if, and at the time it was a good idea, to have the men's and women's gold medal teams come to Edmonton to have a celebratory event at Commonwealth Stadium. Okay. So that was the theory, and I was at the Eskimos at the time, and so we, as the hosts, if you will, hosted a news conference in the Jackie Parker room.
Yeah.
So we had, the men there and the women there, and they all posed for a photo, and there was some stuff that we did, I guess. And I was gifted a Canada 10 jersey.
Really?
For helping them do their stuff here.
Oh,
it was not a terribly well-attended event. But anyway, it was a good effort.
Yeah, well, and you could have won the jersey today.
Yes, I could have and should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Great story, though. All right, we're going to get to a sports update. If you are listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, we've got about 3 minutes of commercials and a quick traffic update. Then you're back with us, and we're going to dive into some of the bigger questions that we have about this upcoming Canadian roster announcement. We'll get into that. If you're on TuneIn or iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com or YouTube. If you're on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us today. We've got a sports update coming your way right now with YouTube Trev for Paramount Flooring. For over 33 years, Paramount's family-owned business has a reputation for earning trust through fair pricing, dependable service, and quality workmanship. Paramount Flooring, flooring for the life you live. Call 780-483-1991. And don't forget to mention EST for an extra 10% off.
Oilers square off tonight against the Boston Bruins at Rogers Place. That one gets going at 7:30. Be sure to tune in to the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows with Tom Gazzola and Benny Thompson as they tee up tonight's action. Pre-game coverage gets going at 6:30. 9 other games on tap tonight. The Jets look to snap their 6-game losing streak when they take on the Red Wings. The Flames host the Flyers, the Stars and Sabres clash, the Avalanche and Blues match up, and the Sharks duel the Wild. Last night in the NHL, Cole Caulfield gets the Habs past the Panthers 3-2 in overtime. The Maple Leafs blank the Devils 4-0, and the Flyers double up on the Canucks 6-3. In the World Juniors, just 2 games yesterday, the Swiss shut out the Germans 4-0, and Latvia doubles up on the Danes 6-3 is the score. We've got 4 games tonight, including Sweden and USA going head-to-head, and Canada looking to remain undefeated when they take on the Finns. Puck drop for that one is at 6:30. And coming up at 10, Hockey Canada will announce their roster for the upcoming 2026 Olympics. Let's go Canada. Sticking in hockey, where the Oil Kings have won 3 straight after stomping on the Lethbridge Hurricanes 7-1. Oil Kings don't play again for a year when they host the Rebels in just a few days. And over to the hard court, where there was 4 games last night, and tonight the Raptors are back at it when they take on the 22-10 Denver Nuggets. Tip off for this one at 5:30 in Toronto. The Sports Update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring. For over 33 years, Paramount's family-owned business has a reputation for earning trust through fair pricing, dependable service, and quality workmanship. Paramount Flooring, flooring for the life you live. Call 780-483-1991. Don't forget to mention EST for an extra 10% off.
Such a special day. Bagpipes fired up and the nasty bash is underway. And we know that there's a special place where all the AM nasties can party for just a single day. We are just living the dream since leaving 1260. Beers at Fergie's Place with that trash TV. The Elks did make us proud, and boy, it caused a scene. Cash J's play of the day, and everybody screamed, oh, it just had begun. All the boys and girls, nasty bash at the club. Oh, mama, we're just having fun. Troy was dancing with wheels. It's where we belong down at Fergie's Rugby Club. We're gonna keep on bashing at Fergie's Rugby Club. We'll be two-step dancing over on the hardwood. We're gonna keep on bashing at Fergie's Rugby Club. Fergie's Rugby Club. Fireball shots and Corey B's wife's on the floor. Atif stuck in the bathroom and Tony changing beds outside the door. Big Uke and a 6 o'clocker can. Dusty pours it on his head. Now he's a made man.
6:36.
Honeydill for him.
Thank you very much for being here today. Dustin Nielson, Dave Jamieson with you. YouTube Travel along for the ride as well. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, 95.7 Cruise FM. Thank you very much for being here. Hopefully you've had a great 2025. And hey, hopefully in 2026 you make your New Year's resolution that your favorite hockey team wins the Stanley Cup. Am I right? Have you ever done a New Year's resolution, Jamo, and actually did it?
Oh, God. I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody ever has.
I come out of the gate hot, like most of us do.
Yes.
Right? God, I can I chew on that, as we say, and come back to you?
I don't know.
I haven't done a resolution in so many years. Well, I might have when I got sick. I'd like to live.
I'd want to live. Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished, yeah. But I just can't see myself. And I was usually so drunk on New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So your New Year's resolution when you're so hammered New Year's Eve are like, I'm going to climb Everest.
Yeah.
Then you wake up, you're like, that was ridiculous. I'm not going to climb Everest.
No.
What's the point of that? We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. If you've ever made a New Year's resolution and actually accomplished it, let us know. I'd set your bar really low.
Oh.
And then you feel good when you hit it.
And you just hop over that bar.
Exactly. You're like, done. January 3rd, done. I accomplished what I wanted to do this year. Now we can move along.
Do the splits. Young Trev, I'd like to do the splits.
Trev, if you could you still do the splits today? If you
I tried a few years ago.
Oh, you did.
Couldn't do it, not even close, but you can
I want you to
retrain
Jean-Claude Van Damme this desk.
Yeah.
Right now while we're here. Like,
Maybe that would be a
Just
good New Year's
straddle it.
resolution for me.
to do the splits again.
To learn how to do the splits again. It's all stretching. Like I could get it back for sure.
Yeah.
I did
really?
it lots.
It can come back
Yeah,
even?
for sure. Just to maintain stretching and just stretch every single day. I'd get it back probably in a month, I feel like. But like that's like hardcore stretching.
Can I interest you in a Valentine's Day splits on the show here?
Oh, let's do it. That'd be fun.
You think so?
Yeah.
That's an aspirational goal.
That's
right?
good.
That's a big
It's-
one.
Yeah.
It's good to be flexible. Yeah.
Is Valentine's Day on a weekend or is it during the week this year? Let's find out. This will
would
give you a
gladly do that.
month and a half to do the splits. Valentine's Day is a Saturday.
So we'll do it on the Friday.
Friday
the 13th.
with beer of the week.
With beer of the week.
Do you want splits on the desk? I don't know if that's.
Could you do them on the desk?
Yeah, sure.
If Eric
why
and
not?
I moved our computers, could you just
just
do the
sort of-
splits across the desk here?
Yeah, I think so.
Clear some real estate.
All right.
Just gonna mark that
Friday,
down.
February 13th. Mark it down.
Surveyor Brett.
That's a big one.
Looking forward to
Oil City Dynasty says, a few years ago, I started at the gym and made a goal of losing 25 pounds. It took me a while, but I did accomplish this goal.
Well done.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Spruce Grove Corey texted, says, I like to imagine Trev interviewing for EST. What skills can you bring to our station? Trev drops in the splits and just starts pointing at things.
You and you and you.
That's good. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. Here we go. I look at this. I like this one. Bruce from William Huff. You know Bruce?
Oh, very well.
You originally put me in touch with Bruce.
Indeed.
And he's one of the best dudes of all time. Bruce from William Huff texts in and says, I did the typical going to the gym every morning. It was January 2nd, 2003, and I'm still doing it. That's 22 years.
Okay, that's solid.
Bruce, well done,
Just like
sir.
the man himself.
Holy smokes. That's impressive. That's impressive.
Changing your life.
I like the idea of going to the gym. I don't necessarily like doing all the stuff at the gym. You know?
So you just like being.
I like the idea of like walking in with my gym bag and.
Do you remember when you used to go for a swim before the show at 1260?
I was swimming again there last spring.
Really?
Yeah, and I'd like to go back now that
Aquaman.
CFL's done. Before CFL,
Yeah.
I was swimming. I was hanging on that hot tub a little bit again.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the old building was right next to that LA Fitness.
Yeah.
And we used to be able to go through the fence. There was a gate that you could open up.
That's right.
Then they locked
They
it.
shut that
I don't
down.
know. Whatever. They locked it. But I used to be able to park in my parking spot at work, go through the gate, walk into LA Fitness. It opened at 5. I'd swim for like 25 minutes. Quick shower. I didn't lay down. I stood up, had a quick stand-up shower.
And lotioned.
And then walked in and did the show.
Yeah.
And it's a great way to start. Like, you feel alive.
Sure
First thing in the morning if you're in the pool, man. It's that was a lot of fun.
Hey, you're like a porpoise.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's one thing I like to do. I like to float like a humpback whale. That's one of my skills.
A narwhal.
Yeah. All right, so this Olympic team announcement will be today at 10 o'clock. It'll come out live when the Hangout is on. Obviously, Maddie and Tommy and the crew on the Hangout will have full reaction. That'll lead into the Lock Shop today. If you are listening on 95.7 Cruise FM and you want the best covers that you're going to find on the Olympic announcement today, make sure you have TuneIn and iHeartRadio all downloaded or watch on YouTube. We'll have full reaction to this. I've got a bunch of questions about this. So first of all, we were talking about it a little bit yesterday. It's a super duper long shot, but don't you think there's kind of a case for Zach Hyman to be on the team and to play with Connor McDavid?
Yes, there is. I mean, yes, there is. And more so, set aside the fact that he's doing it for the Oilers just for a moment, but the way he plays, that style of, be the Labrador Retriever and go and get the puck. Just go. Zach, go get it.
You have so many guys who, once they get the puck, are brilliant with it.
Right.
One of the best guys in the league going to get the puck
is Zach Hyman.
Could make you a better team. I think he could make him a better team. He's not going to be on the team.
No.
There's not even really been a lot of buzz for him to be on the team. But I do want to just give a quick shout out to Zach Hyman and saying that I think you should be on the team. Where are you at on Evan Bouchard in the conversation right now?
I understand why people, at least locally and probably some outside, feel that he's worthy of inclusion on this team. I was reading a number of things yesterday, knowing I was going to be coming on with you. And, Cale Makar does pretty much everything, if not absolutely everything, that Evan Bouchard does.
Yeah.
And does it better and is a better defenseman. And I forget who wrote it. I want to give them credit. It's, Bouchard in the beginning of this season was sometimes catastrophically bad.
He cost him
defensively.
games himself at the beginning of the year,
He looks as if he's beyond that now. Occasionally still, he'll do something that makes you go, huh? But when you see him get the puck to McDavid in flight, and when you see him one-time shots and all of what we know he can do, it's tantalizing. I don't think he'll be on the team.
No, I don't think he'll be on the team either. I think he's extremely frustrating at times. Mm-hmm. I'm not as high on him as some others in the market who think he's like one of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League. But yesterday, Reed and Jay were doing their Olympic team stuff, and Reed's like, "Hey, leave your team for me. We'll talk about it." So I was going through the list, and I was putting together the blue line, and I don't want this to come across poorly, but like the bottom end of our blue line isn't that impressive. Like I get it. Colton Parayko was on the last team.
Yes,
Evan Bouchard is a better defenseman than Colton Parayko, and I don't even think it's close. So what I ended up doing with my blue line yesterday was I put, Harley was off, Sanheim was off, Parayko was off. Chychrun's having a monster year in Washington. I know he's a bit of a unique dude. Wyshynski was on yesterday talking about how
who wrote a great profile
on Chychrun.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but Chychrun's having a phenomenal year on a pretty good Washington team. I had Chychrun and Doughty as my third pair. And then I had Schaefer and Bouchard as the two extras. Whereas Schaefer will be probably the number 2 defenseman on this team up until Cale Makar retires for Canadian Olympic teams moving forward. And if something were to happen to Cale Makar, and I get the power play will be very special anyway, but if something were to happen to Cale Makar, the next best offensive defenseman in the National Hockey League is Evan Bouchard. And you could slide him up there. It wouldn't be ideal, but it's not going to be ideal losing Cale Makar. So Bouch can be an absolute train wreck at times. He absolutely drives me insane with, in the regular season, some of his lackadaisical play. But in the playoffs, he's been absolute nails.
And this is what the Olympics are.
And so I decided to put him on as the 8th defenseman and the fallback plan if Makar were to get hurt. I don't think
Does
that's...
it surprise you that Doughty... I mean, no, given what he's done in his career, maybe I should come at this a different way. Just that he is still, I guess it speaks to that he's still effective.
Yeah, it does because at the beginning of the year, I was like, Doughty's not on this team. Then I went and looked, and like by all accounts, he's playing pretty well.
Yes, he is.
This season, he obviously comes with a ton of pedigree. I think Doughty will be remembered as, once he retires, when we look back at him, we'll remember him even better than we think about him at the tail end of his career. So I think there's, I think it's, I'd rather have Doughty on the team than Colton Parayko.
Yeah, and when you're in a position like the Brain Trust is with Canada, I mean, there are going to be guys that they just trust.
Yeah, you're right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Mark Stone. Mark Stone's not on my Team Canada. He'll probably be on Team Canada. He might be injured before the tournament begins and be replaced by somebody. But, those are the guys that management be like, oh, we need those guys. Those are the guys.
They're still high performers, but they have high level of trust.
This one is in first time they've ever texted in, probably listening on 95.7 Cruise FM. So thank you very much.
Rocks.
I typed in projected Canadian men's Olympic team into Grok, which is the AI on Twitter.
Darn right, Grok.
Hyman and Bouchard both made the team. There you have it. I broke the news first. Grok is the new Elliot Friedman. So that's a good one. Here's a couple other questions I have about this team. How much of a role will they allow Celabbrini to play as a 19-year-old? Like this guy,
I want to ask that of one of our insiders today.
Actually, we can get to that.
Right? Third in scoring.
He's third in scoring right now. Wyshynski yesterday put out an interesting tweet when you look at the Hart Trophy conversation, because I think they were doing some award watch stuff yesterday. And he said, I understand, the McDavids and McKinnons and things like that. I thought it was Wyshynski yesterday. But if you go look at the San Jose Sharks right now, Celabrini's got 60 points. And nobody else has more than 30. Like he's Pavel Bure and this stuff. Yep. Remember when Bure and the Panthers had like 60 goals and nobody else had 40 points? That's what Celabbrini is doing right now in San Jose. If they make the playoffs, if they make the playoffs, he should probably be a finalist for the Hart Trophy, if not win it. He's also on the verge. I saw this yesterday online. I wonder if when I try to like things that there's no
excuse in this day and age for not being able to see all of these great stars, but he gets lost in San Jose.
Yeah, that's fair. Nobody out east is watching the Sharks, and hell, us in the west aren't even watching the Sharks. So Celabbrini is on pace to hit 100 points in 65 games this season. 5 teenagers in NHL history have scored 100 points in a season. Trev, do you know who they are?
I was just going to say,
you can play along
as a teenager, so it's
as a teenager.
Gretzky,
yes.
Lemieux,
Crosby
is for
2 other guys.
Did Ovi do?
No, he didn't come over. He was
you're okay. So then
McDavid got hurt,
so he didn't do it either. Was
Jamo early 80s, phenomenal. Played on a Canadian team.
Oh come on,
100 points as a 19-year-old, I think.
Canadian team early. Howard Chuck.
Thank
you.
And then the other one, I don't think you guys. It's Jimmy Carson.
Oh,
Jimmy Carson,
former Oiler, LA King.
Yeah, yes. Jimmy Carson in 87, 88.
Come on, he came in the Gretzky trade.
Yeah. So Jimmy Carson, Gretzky, Crosby, Lemieux, and Dale Howardchuk. Celabbrini. Gretzky did it in 61 games.
Yeah.
Crosby did it in 65. Mario in 73. Howardchuk in 74. Carson in 76. Celabrini's on pace to do it in 65. Only Wayne Gretzky. Wow. We get to 100 points faster as a teenager in a season than Celabbrini.
Yeah.
So how much of a role do you think, how Canada is, right? You said all the guys that they trust. How much of a role do you allow a 19-year-old to have when, I think he should be playing in the top 6.
Absolutely.
But I could see a world where Hockey Canada is like, you're going to be our extra forward because we want Braden Point to be out there in key moments. And Sorelli made this.
This won't be your last Olympics, kid.
Yeah, it's the whole Matthew Schaefer thing on the back end.
And we're going to slowly marinate you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm with you. Based on his results this year and what he's doing now.
And he's a pretty good two-way guy for 19 years old. You don't have to worry about him hurting you, I think.
Yeah.
I hate that so much, though. Just the old-fashioned way, the approach. You're going to get your time. We've got some vets, though. We've got some experience. And it's well, what are those vets and experienced players doing right now? I know that there is something to that. But when you're third in league scoring and he should be an MVP finalist if he continues to play at this rate. Like, play him. Absolutely play him. Right now, he is the third best player in the NHL. Play him in your top 6.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not want that in your... That helps you out so much more than a Mark Stone or a struggling Braden Point would.
You know how it works, though, right?
I know, and that's why I hate that.
And
I hate
hockey
that so much,
historically is kind of risk averse, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to these sorts of
That's
decisions.
true of these big things.
And so, should he? Yes. Will he? I'm doubtful, but I'd sure like to see him get a crack in early in this tournament.
And I will say this: he did play with Sid and McKinnon. He was on their line
At the World Championships.
and they said nothing but amazing things.
Yeah.
Like they were just blown.
Yeah,
they were in awe.
that could be a line.
Yeah,
right there.
that
They put
could.
McDavid with the next 2 other best players.
Yeah.
And you go from there. All right, one more on this. Then we want to get to some CFL year-end recap here. Gold medal game as of today. Who's your starting goaltender? We'll get to this with Jamie McLennan too. Bennington, by the way, isn't even like the number 1 in St. Louis right now. I'm curious.
Which is really dazzling that we're at this point, right?
Yeah,
that
I know.
he is Canada's goaltender.
Yeah. I think he'll be on the team. I could see a situation where he has the job until he doesn't have the job anymore, you know?
Very short leash.
But he's been awful this year.
Interesting debate that Gager and Maddie had about this on EST Afternoons
what'd they
yesterday.
say?
But essentially Maddie was like, no, he is the guy. He has done this before. He has won. He won at the
that's
Four
where I'm
Nations.
going.
He won at the Cup.
Which I kind of get.
But I don't know, like how much, like, yeah, he did do that. That was awesome. But is that who he is right now? I don't know. You know, I prefer
I would
the
start
goalie.
Logan Thompson.
I prefer the
He's
goalie
been lights
that's
out
been
for 2 years.
fantastic.
as we've seen before, you know, go with the goalie in World Juniors at the Olympics in the last 2 years, or the last, 2010, 2014. Go with the hot hand. Whatever goalie is winning you games, go with that goalie. I prefer that than the goalie that has been there and has done it before, personally.
That's a I'm very interested to see that conversation
Yeah.
coming out of this announcement today.
Because
What are the tune-up games? Do we know? Like,
I have
'cause
no
there are
idea. I'm
Olympic
not too sure.
tune-ups.
I'm not sure there will be a rink to even play those games in, Jamo. Tough to have tuning.
Have we
tune-up.
checked in? Do we not have some sort of one of those cameras that they put on construction?
Well,
to get
yeah, there
constant
should be one of
updates?
those things like
Yeah.
with the time lapse.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that we act like there's no other rink in Europe that they could play in as a plan B. It's
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's I thought the same thing
Yeah,
when that
it's just-
story broke was, well, if it's not ready,
there's
go somewhere else.
dozen European hockey leagues.
Yeah.
There's a ton of things you can do. Barry the Cheater, let's get to this, then we'll transition to some CFL stuff. I just want to apologize for the coworker at Terwilliger operating the sweeper yesterday afternoon, getting a little too close to EST treasure Joaquin Gage yesterday during snow removal. Our bad.
Hello.
Ooh, I guess Gager was at Terwilliger yesterday and almost got hit by a sweeper.
No.
That's scary stuff.
That'd take you out.
More on EST Afternoons later today from 1 until 3.
Yes.
All right, let's dive into That's a Good for the Italian Center. If you are planning a big event tonight for New Year's Eve, no better way to get it catered than hitting up. Go to the Italian Center website. You can look at various dishes that you can build and put together over there, or you can just swing on by, pick up the take and bakes. Actually, we got this
Cannolis.
text. Well, is that your one of your go-tos?
It's terrific.
Got a text from Andrea from Calgary last night, 10:30.
Andrea.
Says, I went to an escape room tonight next to the Italian Center. This is in Calgary.
Okay.
It says, I, of course, stopped in to get several things, including 3 take-and-bake pizzas that I intended on freezing. However, only 2 made it to the freezer. 10 p.m. Italian Center pizza? That's a good. Which is, you're right.
What's
That's
an
very good.
escape room?
It's where you go get locked in, and then you have to use your mind to find a series of clues to get you out of the room.
Really?
Yeah, it was very popular about 6-7 years ago.
Trev?
yeah, that's true. Right when I graduated, I went to
Okay.
like all of them.
Yeah. There were
Right
several of
around
them.
10 years ago.
Okay.
I'd
Was it
say.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
Cranbrook had a couple there. We did a family thing where you went in and you had to escape from the room. It's kind of if you're into puzzles, it's kind of a fun
Oh,
thing.
okay.
Yeah.
You lost me when you have to use your mind to escape. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
done. I'm out.
Yeah, no, it's fun. All right, so what a year in the Canadian Football League here in 2025. The Riders end up winning the Grey Cup in fabulous fashion.
The best team won.
Yeah, they were the best team throughout the regular
pillar to
season.
post,
But Stu Johnston comes in, I think it was Miley Cyrus that once said, like a wrecking ball. Was it Wrecking Ball? That was her
Yes.
song. Real classic hit there, Miley Cyrus. That was a big one. And he did not mess around in 2025, laying out plans for changes in 26. Yeah, 100%. And I go back to, they announced it on the Monday, the changes that were coming. I was flying home from doing a game. I was at the Calgary airport on a layover, and he calls me. I kind of out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, hello. And he goes, hey, I just wanted to.
And you had no.
I had heard some rumblings that there might be some sort of changes, but I thought it was going to be drawn out over like 5 years or whatever. And so he calls and he goes, hey, I'm calling a few people around the league today to sort of give you a heads up so you got some time to think about it. But here's what we're going to announce tomorrow. And when he
what did he lead with? What was the thing? If you can share, it's a personal conversation.
I thought the one thing they led with, which I have referenced a few times myself, is that he basically mentioned how he doesn't want to change the game, but they're changing the canvas that the game is played on with the moving of the uprights and the short end of the end zone. So he started with all of that stuff. And I have to say, when he talked about the field being shortened, I was just like, holy smokes! Like this is quite something.
Sure it is.
But Jamo, you've been around the league and so heavily involved in the league for a long time. We really haven't had a chance to talk about this. And the changes that'll be rolled out next year, and then the big ones the following year. We'll be talking about this for the next couple of years. But these were massive changes announced in 2025 to the future of the Canadian Football League. As a guy who has been so involved in the league for a long time, I'm curious, as you look back on it here at the end of the year, how significant was this, and do you think it had to be done?
Well, okay, and that is a two-parter. It's very significant. I mean, he has taken, Stu Johnson has, grabbed the league by the scruff of the neck and given it a good shake. That said, where I go is, will this matter to the audience? And by audience, I mean people who buy tickets now or potential ticket buyers.
Yeah.
Are you going to change the product so much that either I'm going to be turned off, right, if I'm a long-time supporter, and I'm still an Elk season seat holder. I mean, I worked there a year ago, and I was there 14 years from 98 to 2012. So I'm invested in the Canadian Football League. I support it, but I'm not opposed to change. So all of that said, I looked at the changes and have discussed them. I don't see this as moving the needle appreciably to sell tickets. It's not, to me, you move the goalposts. I think there'd be a lot of people that go to a game at Commonwealth, they're drinking with their buddies. They don't know where the goalposts are and don't care.
Yeah. They're just there for the experience.
Yeah, they're there for, and so where I go with this is to me, it moves, sort of nibbles around the edges of the Canadian Football League and doesn't change it enough that if I were a casual fan or I had very limited knowledge of the league at all, whether I would go, oh, wow, I want to be part of that. To me, so I get sort of where he was going. I don't think and have never thought that the CFL Dust has an entertainment. It doesn't have a football problem.
No, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a fair point when you look at the reason for the Yeah.
If it was to address some deficiency in the playing of football, the on-field product.
It's a highly entertaining season this year, and it has been the last few years.
You called them.
It's a very entertaining product already.
Is it perfect? No. Yeah. But neither is the league down south.
No, there's no league's perfect. The NHL isn't perfect. Major League Baseball's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. It's the imperfections that actually made the Canadian Football League so
correct.
Far. Now, I think the width of the field will still make it unique. The downs will still make it unique. And he reiterated, in his last event, but that stuff is not changing. Yeah. So I wonder if when they looked at it, when he decided to do this, if he thinks that will drive more ticket sales. That's got to be what he's thinking. But I don't know. Does it make it better for a television product? Will it get more people watching? I don't know. I have to see when I first step into the booth when the field's shorter and the things are at the I don't know. It's significant. There's significant changes moving into an area where there's nothing to compare it to. Right? Nobody's played in the type of football in the new configuration that they're going to be playing, right? So I still think, I've said it so many times, but I think the way you attract new fans is to increase your fantasy football platforms.
Agreed.
And they're going to do that. Wannick and I have a meeting with the league in late January to help them figure out and roll out their fantasy that they're going to do next year. And it's like that's why I got into the NFL. I didn't get into the NFL because I was like, man, this 4-down football is incredible.
Millions and millions.
I got
of
into
other
it because my buddies were like, you should try this fantasy football.
Correct.
And it got injected into my veins. And if there's anything that I was addicted to in this world outside of, my wife and kids, it's fantasy football. And that's how you hook people. I've got at least, I would say, 24 buddies who really don't care about the Canadian Football League that much, outside of a few of them who are Riders fans and it's in their DNA, that as soon as they can go to CFL.ca and play fantasy,
they'll be there.
They will be playing it and they will be watching it. And I think that is how you actually grow your fan base.
But Dusty, you've been doing fantasy football for 15 years?
Since like my early to mid, 20 years. 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
The CFL has been, and for a variety of reasons, so slow to adopt and adapt that it feels like they're late. It's like all the people that say they need a video game. They're not getting a video game.
This one can be done. It will be done. They need to do it right the first time so that
they're not even doing that Genius Sports and that whole thing with the stats gathering and that. Yeah. I mean, that was a mess.
That was a mess too. That's one thing I think if Randy could take it back, probably would avoid the Genius Sports thing. Anyway, we got Jamie McLennan coming up. We're gonna be talking Oilers. We're talking World Junior or the Olympic team announcements. Maybe get in some World Junior stuff, but probably stick to the Olympic team and the Oilers. 6 o'clock hour of the Nielsen Show has been brought to you by eWell. We've got lots coming up in hour number 2, including Noodles, of course, just after 7 o'clock. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM today, we're going to send you to about 3 minutes of commercials, quick traffic update, and then boom, you're right back with us. If you're on TuneIn or iHeart or over on YouTube today, we've got a sports update coming your way, brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Whether you're dreaming of crystal clear waters or exotic destinations, contact Chelsea LaBelle at Expedia Cruises in Northeast Edmonton to start planning your next cruise or vacation destination. Call 780-970-4834.
Square off tonight against the Boston Bruins at Rogers Place. That one gets going at 7:30. Be sure to tune in to the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows with Tom Gazzola and Benny Thompson as they tee up tonight's action. Pre-game coverage gets going at 6:30. 9 other games on tap tonight. The Jets look to snap their 6-game losing streak when they take on the Red Wings. The Flames host the Flyers. The Stars and Sabres clash. The Avalanche and Blues match up, and the Sharks duel the Wild. Last night in the NHL, Cole Caulfield got the Habs past the Panthers 3-2 in overtime. Maple Leafs blank the Devils 4-0, and the Flyers double up on the Canucks 6-3. In the World Juniors, just 2 games yesterday, the Swiss shut out the Germans 4-0, and Latvia doubles up on the Danes 6-3 is the score. We've got 4 games tonight, including Sweden and USA going head-to-head, and Canada looks to remain undefeated when they take on the Finns. Puck drop for that one going at 6:30. And coming up at 10, Hockey Canada will announce their roster for the upcoming 2026 Olympics. Sticking in hockey, where the Oil Kings have won 3 straight after stomping on the Lethbridge Hurricanes 7-1. Oil Kings don't play again for a year when they host the Rebels tomorrow. And over on the hard court, where there was 4 games last night, tonight the Raptors are back at it when they take on the 22-10 Denver Nuggets. Tip-off for this one is set for 5:30 in Toronto. Whether you're dreaming of crystal clear waters or exotic destinations, contact Chelsea LaBelle at Expedia Cruises in Northeast Edmonton to start planning your next cruise or vacation destination. Call 780-970-4834. Up next, Noodles joins the boys to talk all things puck here on The Nielsen Show. I'm YouTube Trev. You're up to date.
We built this Smitty on greasy. Built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on greasy goals. Everybody knows him, best mullet in the league. You probably know that he never gets fatigued. Face first in the corner, scoring every night. So many young kids, Smitty's in the spotlight. He may not be a captain, but Smitty sure plays a role. So just remember, we built this Smitty. We built this Smitty on greasy gold.
7:07 on the Nielson Show, New Year's Eve. Thank you very much for joining us on the show this morning. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio, the Nielson Show today and every day. Brought to you by the crew over at Weiss Johnson.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
You can text us in the Paris Jewelers inbox. One of your text messages will end up winning the Royal Pizza text of the day.
Royal Pizza.
It's the text of the day. Nielson and Jamo with you this morning, and YouTube Trev, who revealed to us earlier on that he used to do the splits anytime he was nervous.
And we'll do it February 13th.
February 13th, he's going to do the splits.
Join us
on this desk right here live as we get that great content between Christmas and New Year's. It's always a lot of fun. 7 o'clock hour of the show is brought to you by Game Sense. We're going to have Jamie McLennan right away. We'll get to your Play Alberta Early Bird Bet of the Day. Free advice for Damon Bunting coming up as well. And then Eric Macramalla will talk about some Olympic roster construction as well. He'll be by around 7:45 this morning, but Jamie McLennan is going to join us. He's our GS Construction Hockey Insider this morning. For more than 5 decades, GS Construction has been proud to serve our communities and work alongside incredible people, helping Edmonton grow for over 50 years. Visit gsconstruction.ca for more details, and he joins us on the Firehouse Subs hotline this morning. Now, Noodles was a goalie. He must have been doing the splits all the time back in the day. Hey, Jamie, were you a big splits guy back when you played?
Do you not watch me play? I can barely touch my toes.
I didn't want to say anything. I figured I'd just lay it out there for you, you know?
You were positionally strong. Yes.
I had the butterfly of Calvin Pickard. But you know what? I could make saves. I don't know. Back then you didn't really need the flexibility. You needed to make skate saves, which would be that's like a swear word nowadays. But first and foremost, when I first joined on here, their update was going on. I've never seen the update part. That was Stuart
Trev,
Skinner staring in my tube.
Yeah, because Eric usually does the updates. Right. When Eric's not here, our producer, YouTube Trev's does this epic stash, eh?
When he's not playing for the
That
Penguins.
was Stuart Skinner staring at my face.
Yes.
I was like, what is going on there? The glorious mustache. So anyways, I'm waiting. I'm going to tune in to see him do the Van Damme in between two cars driving down the street.
That's what I said. I said, you got to Van Damme this desk. Like, that's what we need to see. So it's funny because when he has his mustache, he looks exactly like Stuart Skinner. And when he shaves off his mustache, he looks exactly like Cody Fajardo, the quarterback of the Elks. It's fascinating. So, Noodles, you would have described yourself as a stand-up goaltender then, eh?
Well, I mean, here's the crazy thing. When I first started, we call junior into pro hockey, like early 90s, late 80s, you were taught to stay on your feet. Like your goalie coach would yell at you, stay on your feet. Why are you going down? Why you keep going down? Like, well, you're trying to cover a little bit of the bottom of the net. So I would say stand up. I was one of probably the last stand up. I think the last stand up in the NHL probably was Nabokov, Yevgeny Nabokov. Like I when I'm trying to think of, that type of guys, like he had certainly a better career than me, but I look at it, it kind of morphed into guys who could do the butterfly and then clean butterfly and then great flexibility. And now we see great flexibility, good feet, and guys who are 6'5" and 6'7" and all of that type of stuff. It's rare to see small goaltenders now. If you do see small goaltenders, they have to be incredibly talented, like Dustin Wolf, guys like that.
Whenever I think stand-up goaltender, I don't know why, but Chech Manik. is
Yes,
the name.
Roman Cechmanek.
That was a big dude that I don't remember seeing going down very often. You know.
So if you look up at his stats, because he played in Philadelphia for Ken Hitchcock, I believe he was the fastest guy. He might have been the fastest guy in the league modern day to 25 shutouts. It's something insane. But I'll never forget.
He had 10 shutouts as a rookie. Yeah.
I'll never forget this. We were playing Philadelphia, and Jarome Iginla went to dump the puck in. This was at the Saddle Dome. Iggy went to dump the puck in, and Cechmanek handled the puck worse than I did, which was that's saying something. He went out to stop it in the corner, somehow tripped, dropped his stick, and it went off his stick into the net. Iggy was on the bench by the time the puck went in the net. But I mean, he was an awful, unbelievable goalie, if that made sense.
10 shutouts, 4 shutouts, 6 shutouts, 5 shutouts, gone. Back over to Europe after that. Yeah. Yeah. That's
insane. But yeah, he was a stand-up, but he wasn't even a stand-up. He just was a guy who could barely skate, was in the net. It was just a weird scenario, but he was good. He was really good.
All right, well, let's transition with goalies. Let's go to the Oilers, where Ingram comes in, plays 3 pretty good games. They get the net back to Pickard, and we're sitting here in the market, completely over-exaggerating everything and putting everything in the spotlight, saying Pickard needs a great start to save his career. And then he goes out and he has a brilliant start against the Winnipeg Jets. Your thoughts on that game, Noodles, and what they kind of do between the pipes here once Jarry is healthy?
Well, I'm an advocate of this, and I hope that they can figure this out, but you need 3 goalies. I just believe you need 3 goalies in today's game with the condensed schedule, with the amount of injuries that are going around. I'm calling in the Ottawa Senators game tomorrow. I mean, Linus Ullmark taking a leave right now. Their depth is being challenged. Every organization, if you look through it, for the most part, has used 3 goaltenders or had 3 goaltenders on site. I've always believed you should be able to have a third on the roster somewhere instead of a practice guy. I still think, and I know it's a great story, but I think the e-bug is the biggest, most ridiculous thing out there. Think about this. Like, imagine if you're the NFL and Tom Brady gets hurt and they call in an accountant from the stands and go, "Hey, go throw the ball, go hand that."
He played high school ball, and that was it.
Played high school. Like, I know the Scott Foster, the one in Chicago, made 7 saves against Winnipeg. David Ayers obviously got the win against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're great individual stories, but this is a multi-billion-dollar business now. I believe you need 3 goaltenders. So why I'm coming back to it is when Tristan Jarry gets healthy, I've always said this. I think I've said this on this show. I always believed they were going to have 2 new goaltenders by the deadline. I always thought that Ingram was going to come up and be a good goaltender for them. I like him. I've always liked Ingram. Yes, he's had some personal struggles. Yes, it started really great for him. We'll see how he's able to handle the ups and downs of that position, especially in a high-pressure market. But Jarry's an excellent goaltender. Ingram is a really talented goaltender. And Calvin Pickard is a battler. And I love him. Like, I love him. That he's loved in the dressing room, all of that. They need 3 goaltenders. I don't know what happens when Jarry gets healthy, other than the fact that they do have, I believe, Ingram has passed through waivers. It's 10 games, 28 days. So they might be able to mess around and, send him down and then call him back up, all that type of stuff. But in a perfect world, I still think by the deadline, this is Jarry and Ingram. And I think Pickard is in the organization as a wonderful mentor and a guy who can give them minutes when needed, type of thing, if injury or an inconsistency pops up. They need 3 goaltenders. And I agree. Pickard was unbelievable last night. He just gets it, the other night against Winnipeg. He just gets it done. It's not style points.
Jamie McLennan with us on the show. Noodle, something that's popped up over the last 48 hours or so is this Majapani story. And we were looking back at it, and last year, he had 14 goals in Washington. And I think the Oilers brought him in going, we'll try to find that 30-goal guy or even a 20-goal guy, but the 30-goal guy that he was in Calgary a few years back. And now it gets to the point where he would like to be traded. They're shopping him. They're open to move him. Why do you think it didn't work here for him? And what do you expect them to be able to get for him in this situation right now?
Well, not a lot. I mean, you're looking for cap relief, right? So you can use his money somewhere else. The one thing that, like, I like him. I've liked him as a person. I liked him in Calgary. I think when he's on his game, he's underneath the skin of opponents. He plays in your face, that type of stuff. The one thing I've noticed about his game is he looks like he's lost a half a step. And I think, Majapani was always a very fast player and put himself in situations to have success because of his speed, because of his skill. And right now his speed just looks average. And I always thought he had separating speed. That was the one thing that, for me, when I've watched him in previous years, he was able to get there and then create havoc. And, you can have an off season offensively because he's gotten a lot of looks. How many looks has he had this year where you're like, that could have been a goal, that should have been a goal.
Got to bury that one, yeah.
Right, got to bury that one, grade A chance. So I get that. Snake bitten, all of that type of stuff. So he still was getting chances. But to me, I that separating speed has been missing. Now, that might be confidence. That might just be, I don't think he's 30, he's not 34 years old and Father Time's caught up to him. But I think he's a guy that if he can show that separating speed, it is inviting for other teams. So I do think there's a player there. I've always liked him. I think there's two guys that have massively struggled on this team as far as expectation. It's him and Frederick. And you could throw in Henrique as well. I think Henrique is a cagey player, but I think Henrique is, a guy that looks his age some nights, right? So that's
$10 million in disappointments right there. Those three guys.
Yes,
yeah.
But ultimately, I think it takes a while for the high ankle sprain. So I'm trying to give Frederick a very long leash, but there's nights where he's not effective because he's not fast enough to get to where he needs to do to be a difference maker in the lineup. And I think Henrique is very smart. He's good on the penalty kill. So I think that he's a serviceable guy. But Mangiapane, they've been trying to find him. I think what they're trying to do is find him a spot in the lineup where he is consistently working, and it just hasn't. They've moved them all around. Now it's a healthy scratch. So we'll see where that lands. I know people are down on Janmark sometimes, but I think Janmark's really effective. I'm sorry. He plays with pace. He's a pain in the ass to play against. Yes, if he had any type of finishing skill, he'd be a 20-goal scorer. He doesn't. He's not that guy. But I don't think you can expect that from him, but you can expect some consistent play from him.
Jamie, the Olympic announcement is coming, in a couple of hours here. We kicked around a question earlier about it's a gold medal game. Who's Canada got in goal?
Well, I mean, it's Bennington for me. Like, Bennington is we had this conversation a year ago going, who's going to be the Four Nations goaltender? And St. Louis, yes, Bennington had a better statistical season last year, but St. Louis isn't a very good team this year. They give up a lot of chances. And even if you look at Hofer, who's playing with them, like they get buried a lot. So I think you look at Bennington, and I give him the nod because he's won a Game 7 on the road in the Stanley Cup final. He won that Four Nations face-off and was unbelievable in overtime.
That was insane in overtime. Yeah. I mean, it really was.
So this is a guy who's got a track record for me, and as recent as last February. So to me, he knows how to play in high pressure situations. He's not overwhelmed by the moment, but has he had a good season? No, and he hasn't looked good. So is it concerning? Yeah, but I'll give you an example. Braden Point gets injured. He gets voted to the team, but he's a hell of a player. You know what's in there. I think a lot of times when I look at a goaltender, they may not be playing well, but I know what's in there. And it's funny. And I swear on my life, the guys on my show can attest to this. I've always been a Tristan Jarry guy, and I've fought like hell saying that's a good goaltender, but hasn't played well in the last, we'll call it 18 months of his career. But your skill doesn't go away. You can have good seasons, you can have bad seasons, all that type of stuff. But for me, Jordan Binnington gets the nod, but it's a short leash.
Yeah.
Because I think Logan, it's shorter than it has been in previous years, put it that way. Because I think we're going to see Logan Thompson today, and we're going to probably see, Darcy Kemper
or Blackwood maybe. Yeah.
Well, Blackwood is interesting because Blackwood's a player. like 6'4", 230 pounds shredded, can move like he's a lot like Sean Burke for me back in the day. Wow. Just a monster of a man and a hell of a goaltender. But he's a goalie. I don't know him personally, but I've heard that he is, he's on an island. He's a goaltender. So be it. You know what? Like, the guy can play. So if it's Blackwood, good on him, because he can, he knows what to do. But I look at all of that, the goaltenders that are available, even Kemper. Kemper's won a Stanley Cup, so he's gone through the rigors of playing in high pressure situations. And I like him as a goaltender, but does he have his warts? Every player's got his warts, but at the end of the day, I'm more comfortable in the goaltending situation than others, because I know what those guys are capable of. Now, the question is, can they do it in a short tournament on the world stage with the world watching them? That's the multi-million-dollar question.
Two other places I think we want to go for I want to talk about Celabbrini, because we had that conversation about him earlier. But just for Oilers fans listening, I see over in the chat, people are asking about Evan Bouchard. I know Pierre LeBrun kind of opened her eyes a couple of weeks ago with a report that they were looking at Schaefer or Evan Bouchard. And as Bouchard, Jamo, you laid it out perfectly. In October, he did some things that were disastrous for this team, but he's been absolutely lights out in the playoffs the last couple of years. Doodles, what do you think the odds are that he actually pops up as like the 8th D-man on this announcement today?
I would love to see it. He is probably the most fascinating case study in the NHL. Yeah. I really do, because you can I talk to people in the rinks every day, and you could bring up his name and people are like, I don't care what he does defensively, you can't teach that offensively. And then other people are like, you can't even put that guy on the ice. Like, there are such differing opinions on Evan Bouchard. And you can watch a game. The three of us could sit on a couch and watch a game, and he'll do something absolutely ridiculous in a positive way and a negative way.
Yeah, the inverse, yeah.
Like 5 minutes later.
Within 5 minutes, and you're going, where the hell was that from? But I don't think you can teach his poise. I don't think you can teach his offensive acumen. He's got an unbelievable shot. When he's on his game, and as we've seen in the last 2 playoffs, he plays hard. He plays for keeps. And I think they're intrigued by him because on the biggest stage, he has not crumbled. He has not been a guy that has been a problem in the Stanley Cup Finals. Has there been mistakes? Yes. But I still think of game 6 last year, the first goal against. That was Ekholm that threw him an absolute grenade across the ice, and then Bouchard gets walked by Reinhart, and then Stuart Skinner is off his angle, and Reinhart hits the middle of the net. So where do you want to lay blame? Yeah. I mean, there's lots of blame to go around. Bouchard looked bad on that play, but there was lots of culprits before that. So at the end of the day, Schaefer's exciting. He's 18, and the kid's a player. I think he's going to be an absolute superstar. But I think Bouchard is a very interesting case study. It wouldn't surprise me if his name came up. Just, hey, Evan Bouchard is number 8.
That'd be a wild day here on Edmonton Sports. We had an Oilers fan a couple weeks ago after a game. It was Bush did have a horrible right behind the net to Tage Thompson a few weeks ago.
Yes,
put it right on his stick. You remember that one? Yeah. Like, I had somebody text in the next day who said, what did he? It was something along the lines of, I'm a very passionate Oilers fan. If Evan Bouchard's on Team Canada, I won't watch the Olympics. So it's going to be a fascinating day, one way or the other. The other guy we were talking about, Jamo and Trev, Celabbrini. Yeah, like
where do you see him fitting?
Like, how does this team, what'd you say, guys they trust?
Yeah,
how do they work in a guy who should be a top 3 Hart Trophy candidate right now, but he's 19 years old?
I think you can put him on the wing. I think you can, like you look at Brad Marchand's spot. Obviously, Marchand has been unbelievable. I think you can slide him to the wing. The thing I love about Celabbrini, and this is a bad comparison, but I keep hearing, like, people are talking like this guy's Crosby already, the way he plays, the way he handles himself. I don't disagree. I mean, it's a massive comparison, and that's not a slight on Sid because Sid is this 20-year body of work. But I look at Celabbrini, and the one stat that stood out for me halfway through the season last year was he was number 2 in loose puck recoveries. Like, young players do not win puck battles. They get pushed off pucks. They give up on pucks. They're on the wrong side of the puck. This guy was in there, and it was like Mark Stone, John Tavares, and Maxim Celabbrini. I'm looking at it going, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like this is how good this guy is. So, anyways, I think he can be placed in any situation.
And he'll be fine.
And he's going to dominate.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't think he's going to be overwhelmed by anything. He's not physically going to be pushed off pucks. I love the player. Like, I absolutely love him. The other thing I love about him is it's rare to see a young kid that's not cocky. That's got some humbleness to them. Usually these kids now that come and show up, and the other kid that I really like is Savoy. Savoy's got, a good St. Albert boy. That's why. But
duly noted.
Like, you see, usually these young kids, are just cocky and think that they show up on the scene, and you have to like tone them down. Celabbrini doesn't have that. He's got a real humbleness to himself. I love the guy.
Noodles, great stuff, man. We appreciate the time, and we'll catch up with you next Wednesday.
Happy New
Thanks
Year.
for having me. We'll chat later.
There you go. Yeah. That's Jamie McLennan. He's absolutely outstanding. Obviously, high praise for Celabbrini. He's on the team. We're just wondering what type of role. Like, does he play with Crosby and McKinnon in the Olympics at 19 years old?
God,
I think he probably should, and that's incredible. That's incredible. Jamie joined us on the Firehouse Subs hotline. You want to read that thing? Do it.
No. Well, yes.
Yeah, do it.
I will do
so
it.
Firehouse sent us like a bunch of different things.
So Awanek turns to me on the last show I did, and I said, "I'll do the Firehouse hotline read. Yeah. Give it to me." But Awanek doesn't tell me just to read one line.
Yeah.
So I read all of it. Darren Drager is staring, and I can hear him as I get like to the fourth line. I'm 65 seconds in. I hear him kind of grunt like, is this going to end soon? So yes, at Firehouse Subs, all our subs, freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted bun.
There you go.
God.
There you go.
And I look at Awanek, and he just stares at me.
And you just kept going.
Yes. I kept reading and reading and reading, and Awanek's like, give me the paper.
Oh, that's too funny. I love it. You're like Burgundy. You're like Ron Burgundy. Just read whatever's in front of you. All right, let's get to your Play Alberta Early Bird Bet of the Day. All of Edmonton Sports Talk is brought to you by the crew over at Play Alberta. Download the Play Alberta app. Today is the last day to get in on that code. If you have not used it yet this month, EST Sports, deposit $50. Get a $50 free bet. Maybe you want to throw with us on this one. It is your early bird bet of the day. You go to playalberta.ca, you click on EST Specials, and it is the Oilers to win on New Year's Eve. Connor McDavid, 2 points, and either celebrating being on the Olympic team or showing people that he should have been on the Olympic team, and Evan Bouchard point. So McDavid, 2 points, a Bouchard point, Oilers to win, New Year's Eve miracle, plus 173.
Miracle.
Yeah, plus 173 on the EST Specials page. And remember, the 7 o'clock hour of the show is brought to you by GameSense. So when you are gambling, please set a budget before you play. Stay informed, and if you're feeling any pressure, visit GameSenseAB.ca. They've got a bunch of tools over there that can help you out. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense. All right, on the way next, we got some free advice coming up for Damon Bunting. What do you need help with? Nobody better in the city than this guy sitting next to me, Dave Jamieson, to give advice. We're going to get into that, 780-218-9999. And then Eric Macramalla will be by in about 15 minutes, and we'll get his thoughts on some of the storylines for the Team Canada announcement at 10 o'clock this morning. Full coverage of that all day long here on TuneIn, on iHeart, on YouTube, at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and of course for the rest of the morning here on 95.7 Cruise FM. Let's get to a sports update with Almost said Lieutenant Eric, but with YouTube, Trev. Brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he's also wearing his Team Canada jersey today. Visit them at 938 First Street in Sherwood Park. Here is the update.
McDavid looks to extend his point streak to 14 games as the Oilers welcome in the Boston Bruins. Puck drop is set for 7:30. Be sure to tune in to the GCL Diesel pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Benny Thompson with pregame coverage starting at 6:30. There are 9 other games around the NHL tonight, including the Jets looking to snap a 6-game losing streak against the Red Wings. The Flames hosting the Flyers. Stars battle the Sabres, the Avalanche taking on the Blues, and the Sharks squaring off with the Wild. From last night's NHL action, Cole Caulfield lifted the Canadiens past the Panthers 3-2 in overtime. Maple Leafs shut out the Devils 4-0, and the Flyers doubled up on the Canucks 6-3. At the World Juniors, there were 2 games yesterday. Switzerland blanked Germany 4-0. Latvia beat Denmark 6-3, and 4 games are on the junior schedule tonight, highlighted by Sweden versus USA. And Canada looking to stay unbeaten when they face Finland. Puck drop for Canada's game is set for 6:30. Coming up at 10, Hockey Canada will announce its roster for the upcoming 2026 Olympics. Back in the WHL, the Oil Kings have won 3 straight after a 7-1 win over the Lethbridge Hurricanes. They're back in action tomorrow when they host the Rebels. And in the NBA, there were just 4 games last night. The Raptors return to action tonight at home against the 22-10 Denver Nuggets, with tip-off set for 5:30. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, who's doing the splits right now.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button. Thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Lynyrd Skynyrd with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Hey everyone, I'm Zach Hyman of the Edmonton Oilers.
She's so tenacious.
Hope you guys enjoy it.
Revving up his engine, listen to the crowd just roar. No reason for tension, Zach is gonna shoot and score. Hyman's in the scoring zone. Right into the scoring zone. Signed for 7 years, now he's playing by McDavid's side. He's got you jumping out of your seat cause of that look in his eyes. Hyman's in the
7:34 with the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for riding with us. Nielson Show original songs brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters. Check them out, totemoutfitters.ca. Make them find the right.
I just got my skate sharpened there.
Did you? Well, most affordable invest. Yeah, what is happening to your voice? You're usually the one that gives me voice advice.
Yes, I know.
Here we are.
I need my lozenges.
Visit them at 7430 99th Street. Would you like a tea? Trev can make you a tea.
Ooh.
Do we have tea? No, we probably don't have tea.
I don't think we do.
Yeah. Well, we'll make a note. Let's get some tea at the office. So next time I say, hey, do you want a tea? We can make you a tea. Yes. Nielson and Jamieson with you today. Coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio. 3-piece bone-in chicken for just $8 right now. If you're watching on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us. Nielson Show today and every day. brought to you by Weiss Johnson. We're going to get into free advice for Damon Bunting. Damon Bunting has been a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for almost 2 decades. He and his team at the agency will help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, or on his Instagram handle of Damon Bunting Real Estate. And a shout-out to Bunting for doing his Days of Giving leading up to Christmas. We were very happy to be a part of that once again. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. Text us for free advice, and we'll give it to you. I wanted to take this moment with you here to say that Dave Jamieson gave me the most important advice in my entire career.
Okay, which conversation was this?
No, but it's the truth, because when Rod Peterson left the Riders, you were the guy who came to me and said you should apply for the Riders play-by-play job.
And do it right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to? We can tell this story.
We can tell this story now. So,
tell this story.
So Jamo comes to me and goes, you should apply for that. And I was like, well, I haven't applied for anything in like 10 years, but I've been calling university football for a while, and I was doing it on Canada West TV and everything. And I was like, yeah, okay, I might as well. So
I kept on you. Like,
oh, yeah, you stayed on me.
Yes.
You know how I
know.
I push things back.
Sure you do.
I procrastinate a little bit.
Like getting a will.
Yeah. I still don't. I got to get a will.
Yeah, come on now.
Anyway, so I just plan on living, Jamo. You know, I don't need a will. I plan on living. Anyway, so I apply for I don't know if I've ever talked about it on the air, but I apply for the Riders play-by-play job.
Yes. Because
Jamo told me you should apply for this. And I go, okay, you know what? I'm going to apply. I'm not sure I want to move my family, but I'm going to apply. So I apply. I get like a reply immediately back, and they're like, yes, we want to bring you down here for an interview and everything. So it was actually very it was neat at the time. They fly me down. O'Day and Reynolds give me a tour of the stadium, like they're trying to recruit me as a player.
Yes.
Like I got the tour. They're in the dressing room. Like, here's the barber shop. And I was fascinated. I was like, holy smokes, look at this. Like, that stadium mosaic, beautiful. At that point, they kind of had me. I was like, this is awesome. Like, this is kind of like,
yeah.
So then we go for lunch at a Canadian brew house with the staff and everything. It was awesome. Go back to the radio station and sit down with the people, and then we're talking. They're like, yeah, we really like it. We'd be interested in having you come here and do this job. And I was like, holy smokes. I thought I was coming in for an interview, and that was it. I wasn't planning on leaving. So I come back here, chat with Tammy. I said, okay, well, they're interested. They want to know what the number would be for me to go. And I was just like, well, she didn't really want to move to Regina at the time, and I wasn't planning on moving to Regina at the time. So our plan was I'd ask for an exorbitant amount of money.
Yes.
That they would say no, and then I wouldn't feel bad that I wasn't going. So I asked for a very significant number.
It was a good number.
And they come back, they're like, yeah, the money works. And I was like, so I called Cam, I'm like, okay, so they said they'd pay the money. And she goes, well, I don't want to leave. And it was more than 3 times what I was making at 1260. Like that's the job. Right, the job in Regina or in Saskatchewan.
There is no bigger.
It's the biggest job.
Said outside of the
Premier and Voice of the Riders.
Voice of the Riders. Yeah.
So it would have been a massive deal. So I was just like, what do we do? So I went to our boss at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, we met again. We chatted about it.
Yes.
I went to our boss at the time.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, I've been offered this job in Regina. I know you guys can't match the money, but could you? Actually, it was probably about 4 times what I was making at the time. I said, could you make it easier for me to stay? Basically, a nice sort of roundabout way of asking for a raise.
Lay it out on the table,
to stay.
Bill.
And then, like 2 days later, he comes to me, gives me a 30% raise overnight. Yes. And I was like, you bastards, you could have given this to me years ago.
Weird how that is.
Yeah, I know. I guess it's like a supply demand thing. So I accept that. But then also, he says, and Paul Graham at TSN says they'll give you 5 TV games on TSN in the Canadian Football League, and that was it.
And a star is born.
That was it. That's how I. When the money thing was nice, but it still wasn't even 50% of what I would have made to move to Regina.
Sure.
But when they said 5 games on TSN, and I was the number 3 guy behind CC and Blackie.
Right.
That was just, I didn't care about the amount of money. Like, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to call games. But I wouldn't have got that opportunity if it wasn't for your advice to sign up for the Riders.
Well,
the best advice ever in my career right here, Dave Jamieson.
But that I believed and a lot of us believe in you and the talent you showed then and obviously still have now. And now all of Canada and beyond can see it on the broadcasts. But it was, I felt it then, and I still feel it today, that you were destined for the big stage.
Yeah. Thank you, Jamo.
And I thought that then, and it's proven to be true.
But if I wouldn't have applied for that job, I wouldn't be calling games on TSN right now. I swear to God, I think that's the truth.
But can I tell the audience about another work-related thing back at Bell? Do you remember when I went to you and the Seattle Kraken had just launched? Like they just got the franchise.
I vaguely remember this.
And I sat you down and I said, hey, listen, don't know what your plans are. You need to get your stuff into the Kraken now before they, get the broadcast team. And you said, oh, and you looked at me and you go, I don't know if I can do Seattle. And I said, it's a beautiful city. What could you not do in Seattle? And you said, Jamo, I've been there. I went to a Blue Jay game. And they got a lot of birds. I don't like birds. And I said, and I thought, this can't be true. And he said, you're doing hockey. You're in an arena. Birds will not be part of your experience.
Yeah.
Did you have a bird thing happen to you in Seattle? Do you remember what happened?
But there was a lot of birds in Seattle. A lot of birds.
And I know you told me about it. And I thought, this is not true. This guy is saying he won't work in the NHL because there's birds in the city. Good God. Anyhow, it turned out.
I really hate birds, Jamo.
Yes, I know. Yeah. I know you do.
I really hate birds. Yes. So that was, so anyway, best advice you can get in the business is from this guy right here, Dave Jamieson. I'm very, very, very thankful that you pushed me down that path, man. That was,
just needed a nudge.
Yeah.
Just needed a nudge.
Where is it? Bootsky says, so it's Dusty's fault that they got stuck with Michael Ball. Well, no, because Derek Taylor ended up getting the job that I turned down.
That's right.
But then DT only stayed there briefly. Then he went to Winnipeg to be the Bombers' voice. They got ballsy. Didn't work out. And then Dave Thomas now, who we have on the show quite a bit. Dave Thomas is good. Yeah, and he's an awesome dude too.
Yes.
So. Yeah, but anyway,
I'll
like that whole process. I don't like Tam. We didn't want to move to Regina.
No, but you forced Bell to make a good decision, and they struggle in that department.
Yeah. There's been some hit and misses.
And you know what? It's leverage.
You know what? I was always very angry though that they gave me such a significant raise so quickly. When it'd been nothing for 10 years.
You were ringing the...
I was just like, you son of a guns.
Yes.
I was so oblivious to business.
You were grateful.
No, right? I still kind of am a little bit. But and I love doing it, right? Sure. I think that's,
But they take advantage of that. They know you love doing the job.
Well, exactly. Right. You're right. I got to stop telling people that I do this for free. That's a big thing. I used to. Yeah, I know. Scuba Steve texts in and says, Dusty, just think what Saskatchewan would have offered you if you did the splits during your interview.
And also.
And also I could do this.
Take that, O'Day.
Oh, man. That's too funny. All right, 780-218-9999. If you'd like to chime in, you need some advice. This guy texted in and said, guys, what do I do with my Majapani jersey? What do you do with an Majapani jersey?
Never should have bought it.
Oh, well, no,
but you get excited. He's the new Skinner and Arvidsson.
You get excited for I don't know.
People do.
Facebook Marketplace.
I've seen those jerseys out in the wild.
Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace, eh?
Yeah.
Get a stitch puller. Those that you can
get
pull.
Out of here.
That's a lot of stitches to pull, but if you want to save the jersey,
it can be done.
Yeah, because 88.
80. How are you supposed to turn the 88?
Into anything?
What's Clattenburg's number? Is he an 80 something?
That's a good
what number's Clattenburg wear? I'm wondering if you can turn.
But do you want to commit to that?
No, I mean that's a good point.
But Do you not agree
Clattenburg's 64. He's the Yakupov 64.
Do you not agree that it's really cool when you see a jersey like that, like 5 years later?
For anyone else,
somebody rolling in with a UC Jokinen jersey.
Yeah,
I like that
the
kind
old
of thing.
finger pistols.
I like that thing. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Full respect.
Parkside also adds, your boss at 1260 sounds like Frank Shirley from Christmas Vacation. Oh, whatever you got last year, add 30%.
Yes. Just pick
pretty much how it was. Yeah. 780-218-9999. Luke in Cowtown says you could turn that 88 into an 18. Take off 1-8, put on a 1. All of a sudden you've got a Hyman jersey. There's something along those lines, maybe. I don't know what so M Beats texts in. I think this has been auto-corrected a little bit. It says, hey, boys, so I have a rope partner, and she wants to add some physicalness.
Oh.
What's a rope partner?
Is that tied to...
No.
Subs and Doms?
Oh.
Are we doing Subs and Doms?
Oh, is that what this is? Maybe we don't.
Good time to go to a break.
Yeah.
Good time to go to a break.
Where is Macramalla connected yet?
Yes. Find us, Macramalla. Quick.
A
rope partner.
I didn't know that's what that meant.
Funny. Like cowboys and cowgirls.
That's what I thought. I thought they were team ropers.
Yeah. That's what it is. Yes, of course.
Barrel racing of a different kind. If you know what I mean.
Anyway, he's basically asking, should he try to get into a relationship or should they just keep it the way it is? Jamo, any thoughts?
I'll dive in. I think you want a relationship. I think you want to try and see how far you can take that.
I didn't know that was. I was looking at the text and I was like, "What is this?" My bad.
I have a rope part.
My bad. I was not aware of that. All right. Well, good. Macramalla is ready.
You know what? He might be able to help us.
Well, no. I think we'll probably stick to the Olympic stuff.
Just leave it.
Eric Macramalla is brought to you by the great staff at Park. I think he's at home today because he's wearing a hat. He's in his office. Yes. Let's bring. He's got a coffee mug. Is that the Golden Girls coffee? I think it is. Is that your Golden Girls coffee mug?
Blanche.
It is. It's. I chose it intentionally because I want to thank you for being a friend. Okay. You haven't got me a gift, and there's no card attached to the non-gift.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why you should get me a gift because I've only been on your show for 14 and a half years for free.
I'm horrible
the entire time.
Getting gifts for acquaintances. Like, what's the relationship got to be like for a gift?
Whoa.
What do you think?
Wait a minute. Back up the acquaintance train, if you don't mind.
Well, I mean, personal meetings, right? How many times have you met in person? 3 times?
Are we just acquaintances?
Well,
really?
No, I guess I said this wrong. This has been a tough segment for me.
That's
I'm really stepping in it here.
Wow, that was hurtful. That's almost as hurtful as the time where you went live on FM radio and said, "Eric, we're not going to have you on because we don't trust you."
That was not the case. We were doing a heavy local show as we launched.
Heavy local,
but you have to have me on because this is who and what we are. It's a relationship predicated on a lack of trust. But we're not acquaintances.
Let's adjust this then. What level of friendship do you have to have?
Okay, better. That's better
to buy a Christmas gift for them. What would you say?
No, that's not the question. Here's the question. I'm very annoyed right now. I'm very upset. You keep digging yourself. Here's the. By the way, Eric, you look better than you ever have before. I want to say that. Somehow he's older and he looks better.
Yes. Eric had a crazy Christmas.
Oh yes,
yes. You've gone from a Kenny G look to what you have going on there, and I got to say, I love it. You're tremendous. Here's the test: is if I call you at 3:00 in the morning, Dusty, we live in the same city, and I'm in prison. Will you come and bail me out?
Undoubtedly. I wouldn't even think about it.
That makes us friends.
Now, are you saying, am I using my money to bail you out, or am I going to your account, taking out the money to bail you out?
Well, you have no money, so.
Exactly. So I would.
No, I would give you my PIN. No, but you would come in the middle of the night.
I would physically come
to
bail
support,
you out. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And while we're not geographically, we are not proximate from a geographical standpoint. That's not how you define a relationship. Those who don't do radio like us three Mavericks, they don't understand that when you're on the air, the level of intimacy goes up, right? The connection is stronger than would be that if you're not on the air.
It's true.
So what I'm saying is we're best friends.
I like that idea.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah. Thank you for being a friend there. Are you on a couch right now? People are saying I like Macramalla in a hat on a couch.
No, I'm in my prison cell. I'm actually about to reach out to you. No, I'm in this makeshift office. It's terrible. I have to do my show later on today because I don't use December 31st as an excuse either. Yeah. And I don't know if I can do it here. I might have to go into the office.
What's going on here? Not don't you usually have like a set up in your basement or something?
I used to. I moved, and this room has yet to be.
Wait a second.
But I moved a year and a half ago.
I was gonna say you didn't tell your good friend like me that you were moving over Christmas.
Best friends.
Yeah.
We're best friends. And Jamieson now, if I called him middle of the night, he would hang up. But that's okay because we've only been on the air together like 3 times over 15 years, right, Jamieson? You can reach out anytime. Okay. I'm happy to destroy your show and be on it.
He'll pick you up at the airport. He's got a very nice vehicle.
And I bring a bottle of water for you, Jameson.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. And a lozenge. I need one today.
He's not a lawyer.
Question
He's actually an Uber driver.
Why is there lipstick on the bottle? Has it been open? I'm like, yeah, and yeah. What do you think I'm making money? Well, I am, but that's not the point.
Hey, so the big announcement coming up today, Canadian Olympic team, noon your time, 10 o'clock.
I know you want to get to that. I have a question. I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Because we're best friends now.
Yeah, of course.
Right? BFFs. Did you see Marchand's hit on Matheson yesterday?
I saw, you know why I saw it? I saw it because you retweeted it. That's why I saw it.
I found out how to retweet videos, by the way, without having to retweet the tweet with the video in it.
You can just hold the video and then hit tweet video, right?
Oh, I can't. I'm not verified like you.
Oh, that must be just a me thing, I guess. Anyway, what do you think happens?
Well, I mean, I think it's well, the Rule 48 is clear, right? It's
direct contact,
principal contact, direct contact to the head, and it was avoidable. Well, it wasn't avoidable, and it was primary contact to the head, so that is a breach of Rule 48. But Marchand will not be suspended; he'll be fined $5,000. But that's the kind of garbage you got to get out of the game, right? These shots to the head that are completely unnecessary. Plus, Matheson had already been checked. It was like a double check, which is fine. It's hockey, and we all get it. But stay away from the head. Just stay away from the head. It's not complicated. And he got him not like partially, but he elbowed him in the head.
It was elbow
it's Marchand.
and
it's
forearm,
perfect.
right? Like it was half, like it was, and it's right to the head. Now here, I'll tell you the case that the NHL will try to make if they're not going to punish him.
Yes.
Is that Matheson was shooting the puck and had lowered his body ever so slightly.
Yes.
Oh God!
But you know that's how they'll try to justify, right?
That's what hockey does.
That's how
100%. They're going to say it's a hockey play. His head dropped ever so much, but the issue is the player. The whole idea behind Rule 48 is that you have to avoid the main contact being the head. So that means you have to just police yourself. And people say, well, the game's too fast. No, it's not. They did it in the NFL. Remember Clay Matthews was ramming guys into the ground. They called it with that new rule. This is like 7-8 years ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All the players have adjusted. It's too fast for us because we suck, but it's not too fast for them because they're good. And I was just so disappointed. But I guess it's Marchand. It's just the kind of guy he is. It's too bad. Play? No. Yes. And it resulted in the Canadians winning in overtime. But so it was a beautiful game. There's no doubt about that. But Marchand is the kind of player that he would be a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame if he wasn't a jerk. Like he's probably still going to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. But he'd be a shoo-in and he'd have more points. But he's a jerk. So it's garbage.
Man, he does go right at his head. Like he could have easily not done that. And that should be punishable.
Anyway, sorry. Speaking of which, you want to talk Canadian Olympics?
Well, it's an easy transition because Marchand's probably going to be on the Olympic team, don't you think?
100%. Yeah. No. He's definitely going to be on. I mean, he's having a career year. Yeah. Plus, he's not afraid of the big moments.
This guy is.
Plus, he knows.
Like we just go from talking about.
He is though, but that's the thing though. Yeah. He's a hell of a player, but he has undermined his own case of being a great player because he distracts with his antics on the ice. That's the issue.
Has. It's always kind of been a thing, right? Like,
That was really well said. That was one of my writers who gave me that sentence. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. By the way, that writer and I are very good friends. We're tremendous friends.
He would also bail you out.
It's a gift.
But by the way, why is that always the test? If I'm in prison, would you bail me out? Like, why is it always the prison thing?
I would take it a little bit further and say that if you were in prison and I didn't have the money to bail you out, I would think briefly about a plan to maybe break you out.
Oh.
I don't know if I'd be able to execute it, but I would sit down and go, could I do this? I'd look at the logistics of it. That's how much.
No, you would. You would take Lieutenant Eric, go to the police station, pretend he's Kenny G, have him play his clarinet, whatever the hell he plays, and while the police officer is distracted by Eric's dulcet tones, you would break me out of prison, out of the back end of the prison, through the wall, because you would smash through it with your fist because you're so strong and big.
I like what Jamo suggested of me tying a bunch of sheets together, then stuffing them up my shirt and walking in and doing one of those things where you pick up the phone and I pick up the phone and I talk to him and be like, hey, I've got a bunch of sheets tied together in my shirt right now. What do you want me to do with them? That would be funny.
The reason that I was in prison was because I was running a daycare center in Minnesota. I just wanted to slide that in there if I had just the opportunity.
I got it.
I think I saw that online the other day too. Eric Macramalla with us on the show this morning. What intrigues you the most about the upcoming Canadian roster announcement? What are you looking at going, is this guy going to be on it? Is this guy not going to be on it?
I guess there's three names. First, Mark Scheifele is not going to make. The Jets are in penultimate place in the NHL. Scheifele is a great hockey player, but his rep isn't great. I get it. Connor Bedard's interesting to me. And he's hurt, but he's really good.
Yeah.
And he's a bit of a game breaker as far as a winger goes. That's interesting. The name that maybe is the most interesting and the one that I'm afraid of is Binnington. You know, he in the Four Nations, he looked, what's the word? How can I say this politely? He seemed gently unpredictable in his goaltending style.
Came up massive when they needed him.
He did, but it was confusing.
Yeah.
And he's won a couple.
It was like watching him goaltend was like the last question on the LSAT. It made no sense. I don't know how we ended up winning. It made no sense. So he's just, and it's old school hockey. He's going to be one of the three goaltenders, and he's going to be the starter, even though Logan Thompson should be the starter. So that's the name that I find the most interesting is Jordan Binnington, but he will make the team. Him and Connor Bedard. Are there names that jump out at you?
Well, I mean, the Bedard one's very interesting. I mean, without this injury, I think the season he was having could very much justify. Bouchard here in Edmonton, it's been interesting because
we're hanging on.
When LeBron a couple of weeks ago said that it could come down to Schaefer or Bouchard, we were a little bit surprised in the market that he was still in the conversation.
He's in the conversation, really?
That's what LeBron said a couple of weeks ago. He thinks that the final spot on the blue line could come down to Schaefer or Bouchard.
So you have Taves, McCarr, Morrissey, Parayko, Harley, Doughty,
Harley's
Theodore.
having an awful season and was an injury replacement last time. So if Harley's not on the team, I'm not going to be to me, Harley.
But a Schaefer over him.
Harley, Sanheim. I mean, Parayko, I think and Colton's a great guy. We had him at our tournament back in the day. I think he's only on the team because his general manager trusts him and they put him on the team.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the blue line's going to be this. We asked earlier today of Jamie McLennan as well. Celabrini's, he's going to be on the team, but you know how Hockey Canada, are they going to put a 19-year-old in the top six with McKinnon and Crosby? Or are they going to say, we've got all these guys, the Sorellis and these guys, we like them in certain roles, and you're going to be a little bit limited. What do you think they do with him?
I think Celabbrini, he'll make the team, and initially, old school, he'll be buried a bit.
Yeah.
But he'll play his way onto the top two lines, 100%, because he's too good. What he's doing this season, he's historically great, right? His production is aligned with the best players in the history of the game.
We went over
an
those
absolute
numbers earlier
stud.
today. His 100-point season coming up as a 19-year-old is rarefied air.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't see a guy like Seth Jarvis and Tom Wilson. These guys make the team. I think Tom Wilson probably will make the team.
I don't think Seth Jarvis.
Question his value though.
Yeah.
His value, just because there's no fight in the Olympics, right? And the rink is a little bit smaller. Do you need more skill and more speed? And so I don't know to the extent that you need a Tom Wilson to win, but on that type of ice, special teams will be important. The neutral zone is going to be a bit smaller, right? By 3 feet. So a guy like Connor Bedard to me brings a lot more value than a Tom Wilson, personally.
Before I let you go, I want to ask you about these LSAT tests that you were talking about.
These LSAT tests. Yes.
What do you think? I guess I'll just use myself as an example here. Without studying for it, what percentage of questions do you think I would get right on the LSAT test?
First, I'll answer that because we're best friends. But the first thing, because we're best friends, I'll tell you this story. So when I graduated from McGill, I was done my psychology degree. And all I was a decent student, but had no idea what I wanted to do. You know, I want to juggle, but I can't juggle. That was a problem. So I said, okay, maybe I'll apply to law school. So I buy the LSAT prep book and I do one of the full tests. And I call my buddy Jimmy. I'm like, hey, Jimmy, I just did the LSAT. He goes, how'd you do? I go, I got 100. I got perfect. And he goes, you cheated, didn't you? I go, I did. I was alone in my room. I was doing the LSAT and I was cheating. And then I did the real LSAT and I didn't cheat. And it went okay. I wasn't splitting the atom.
Yeah.
So the last question is like 37 trains leave 37 different train stations at 37 different times. Yada, yada, yada. You know, will Tom Wilson make the Canadian Olympic team? Like, I don't know how these things are connected. I think if you did it because you're tall, and I think generally a lot of CEOs in North America are tall.
Yeah.
True.
If you're tall, you command respect. The LSAT would be intimidated. You would do really well. I think you would do, I think it's on 180. Is that what the score is? Is that of 180? Yeah, I think you'd be like in the top percentile. Jamieson, I think you would probably be really high. Lieutenant Eric would get 0.
Yes.
And the lowest score is not even 0. It's like 120. I forget what it is, but Eric will somehow find a way to get 0 on it. I think it's a stupid test. I don't understand it, but it's because I wasn't great at it. That's why I think it's stupid. If I aced it, I would have thought the test was amazing. And I would have called you, Dustin, my best friend. I would have said, hey, I just got 100. Then you would have said you cheated, didn't you?
What are your plans for New Year's Eve with the family? What are you doing?
I am all partied out, my man. I got no more room in my body for
Holidays
booze.
for you, hey?
Yeah, I'm tired. No, I just have some people over here, and that is it. I'm going to ask them to leave at 9:30 so I can be alone.
Yeah.
You?
Pretty much the same thing, except nobody's coming over.
It's a party.
If they did come
How
over,
about you, James?
then I would.
I'm going to Dusty's.
That's why he said nobody's coming over.
Yes, exactly.
Macramalla, Happy New Year, buddy, and we'll see you next year.
It's been quite a ride, almost 15 years, and I haven't received anything for free. It's been really so much fun. I love you both a lot, but I think I'm starting to really love Jamieson. So
yeah, everybody,
you take care of yourself.
Everybody does. Okay, we'll talk to you next week, man.
Bye.
There you go. That's Eric Macramalla. Here's the typical LSAT question. I looked it up.
Okay.
I think this is the question. It's funny. This is the question because he said buses 1, 2, and 3 make one trip each day, and they're the only ones that riders A, B, C, D, E, F, and G will take to work. Neither E nor G takes a bus 1 on a day when B does. G does not take bus 2 on a day when D does. And when A and F take the same bus, it's always bus 3. C always takes bus 3. Traveling together to work, B, C, A, and G could take which of the same buses on the given day? Oh my God. All of that to be a lawyer? Trev, do you know the answer?
God, I wouldn't know where to begin.
I
wouldn't know where.
Yeah, do you put this into a
unravel that.
mathematical equation, or do you?
No clue.
No.
You just have to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, no. You give me a pen and paper, and I need to see the question.
You sound like you'll just answer it instantly.
Maybe.
That did sound the same way. I thought Trev would nail this.
Neither E nor G take bus 1 on a day when I'd have to look into it a little bit more. But that's I'm not going to take them. That's it. I'm not going to do the LSAT.
I want to do this. I'm going to figure it out after the show.
They are purposely trying to confuse you.
That's what it is.
And you have to tear it apart, right? To get to the essence. Is that the?
I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, here, let's do this instead. Let's play Kind of Easy Trivia.
Oh, let's do that.
And Dave Jamieson has the questions.
Yes.
For the first time in Nielson Show history, I will be on the show and somebody else will read Kind of Easy Trivia questions. The streak is at 73-0.
Perfect. In the cruise era.
73. We had 73 yesterday.
Okay.
Right? Because we were at 69, then 70, 71, 71. Yeah, we're at
73.
No, we're at 72-0.
No.
Today's Wednesday. We were at 77.
No.
We're going for 74-0.
Yeah. That's what it is.
There it is.
There it is.
We're not going to do the LSAT.
This reminded me of being in the CFL when we didn't know if guys were actually breaking a record because we're like, who's got the
records on the number? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going for 74-0.
Yes,
Okay, there it is. That's what it'll be. We're going for 74-0. Final contestant of 2025. Who's it going to be? Gift certificate to Mr. Mike's is up for grabs. 780-218-9999. Text Trev right now. Let him know that you would like to play. Coming up in hour number 3, Ryan Rishaug should be by just after 8:30. We'll get your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue breakfast. Closer look at the Oilers game tonight. 3 questions too many still to come as well. And Jamo with kind of easy trivia just after 8 o'clock. 7 o'clock hour has been brought to you by GameSense. Let's get to a sports update right now. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, about 3 minutes of commercials, quick traffic update, then boom, you're right back with us on TuneIn, iHeart, YouTube, and EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We have a sports update brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
To extend his point streak to 14 games as the Oilers welcome in the Boston Bruins. Puck drop is set for 7:30. Be sure to tune in to the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows with Dom Gazzola and Benny Thompson with pre-game coverage starting at 6:30. There are 9 other games around the NHL tonight, including the Jets looking to snap a 6-game losing streak against the Red Wings, the Flames hosting the Flyers, Stars battle the Sabres, Avalanche taking on the Blues, and the Sharks squaring off with the Wild. From last night's NHL action, Cole Caulfield lifted the Canadiens past the Panthers 3-2 in overtime. The Maple Leafs shut out the Devils 4-0, and the Flyers doubled up on the Canucks 6-3. At the World Juniors, there were 2 games from yesterday. Switzerland blanked Germany 4-0, and Latvia beat Denmark 6-3. 4 games on the junior schedule tonight, highlighted by Sweden versus USA, and Canada looking to stay unbeaten when they face Finland. Puck drop for Canada's game is set for 6:30. Coming up at 10, Hockey Canada will announce its roster for the upcoming 2026 Olympics. In the WHL, the Oil Kings have won 3 straight after a 7-1 win over the Lethbridge Hurricanes. They're back in action tomorrow and they host the Rebels. And in the NBA, there were just 4 games from last night. The Raptors return to action tonight at home against the 22-10 Denver Nuggets with tip-off set for 5:30. The sports update brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
What say you? Hey, nasty crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. What say you? Hey, nasty crew. My wife thinks I got better things to do, but there's nothing I can do about it. We're tuning in on TuneIn, we're listening online. We catch up with the podcast when we fall behind. We're texting in the nasty chat, what's on our mind. 780-218-9999. No more interference from corporate interest. Just Dusty and Eric and all of the bad guys like Brzezinski and Noodles. Captain can gauge it. Maybe it's fun but a cool band to make a little wager. We can't wait for the Monday mandate. Shaggy's always on time. Tommy's always late.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Forget about the old place. Hey, we were number 1 in the text race. We don't miss all the commercial breaks, but we sure miss Nickelback today. We wanna hear some hot takes and we wanna hear Renee. Why not hold the neck up when I wanna kiss away? Beat up the tire fire and remember that name. We love every goal song, but what about the games? Macramalla, Rapaport, Drager, Engineer. It ain't Christmas season, but they sound like reindeer. Button and my cousin and the tales of the North. I'll put them in person. Dusty, go forth. What say you? AM Nasty Crew. We got the Nielson Show flu, and there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it. And there's nothing we can do about it.
When he was a kid, he'd be up at 5. Take shots till 8 and make the thing drive. Out after school and back on ice. 2 bad he sucks. He's only gonna play in a beer league. Oh, the beer league. He plays in a league in a cold northern town. When he tries to stop, he simply falls down. He can't catch his breath on the bench, he will stay. He's fat and slow, so he can only really play in a beer league. Oh, that boy's gonna play in a beer league. That boy's gonna break his leg. That boy's gonna play in a beer league. That boy's got a wheel bag. Oh, the beer league.
8:11 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. The Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by the crew over at Weiss Johnson.
Weiss Johnson,
whoa. At Weiss Johnson, Edmonton's Train Home Comfort Specialist for nearly 50 years. Make your home comfortable now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Train. Train, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today. It's a train whistle, Jamo.
Oh, I do like
Yeah,
that.
check that out, eh? It even says right on it, train whistle. Just in case I ever forget what it is.
I'm not doing this.
There you go. That's better. That's better. First ever guy to blow my whistle. So that's pretty good. All right. You can text us in the Paris Jewelers inbox. One of your text messages will end up winning the Royal Pizza text of the day. Let's lay out this hour for you. The 8 o'clock hour of the Nielsen Show is brought to you by GD Liquidators, Auctions, and Appraisals. Check out their website, www.gdliquidators.com. And don't miss their monthly online auctions. They're Canadian-owned and operated. Make them your first call, 780-447-2787, or visit them at 14510 124th Ave. Rishaug will be by. 3 questions too many coming up. GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. Snow report from Iron Basin and the wrap for William Huff. So we've got lots to get to here in hour number 3. If you're listening on 95.7 Cruise FM, tell your friends that the Nielsen Show is live every day here from 6 until 9. And then the fun continues. Tons of Olympic reaction today, all day long on TuneIn, on iHeart, at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and on YouTube as well. I see Jasmine over on YouTube saying, surprised Dusty didn't celebrate LeBron's birthday yesterday. Bro, I said, well, actually, I did.
You did?
I did. I conched it early in the morning, and last night when Tammy and I were out for a date night, right? we had to cheers to LeBron's 41st birthday. So, yeah, 41 years old. Still an absolute stud. All right, we're going to play some kind of easy trivia here. It's brought to you by Mr. Mike's. Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. New location now open in Bonnie Doon. Check it out. Also, check out MrMikes.ca for more details on all of their specials. Also, you can order online, skip the dishes, and DoorDash. Mr. Mike's, eat locally. Enjoy casually. We are looking to go to 74-0.
Who we got?
Today, we've got Fritz.
Fritz is going to play Jamo.
Fritz the cat.
Floor is yours, my man.
All right,
let's do
Fritz. You know how we do this, right?
I'm ready.
Okay, I'll ask the first question, and we'll start the ticker. Who do the Oilers play tonight?
Oh, Boston.
Are the Oilers first in the Pacific Division?
Yes, they are.
Which Canadian Olympic team roster will be announced this morning?
Canadian hockey.
Where are the 2026 Olympics going to be held?
Italy, Milan.
Does Macklin Celabbrini play for the Sharks?
Yes, he does.
Boom.
Boom. And he got it. 5 for 5.
Fritz the cat.
Are you kidding me? That's right.
74 in a row.
I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal a show.
That's a paddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a paddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a paddling.
The first year, we took it to the limit.
Take it to the limit. You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Those are my kind of questions, Jamo. Yeah. There's no way we botched it at 74. That was, well, mind you, Fritz was a little wobbly. He knew those Olympic location immediately.
Yeah, how would I?
You ain't even finished the question. He's like, Milan. Italy, Milan.
Which one did he struggle on? Boston. Wasn't it the first one?
Well, the first one he kind of hesitated on a little bit.
Double clutched.
Yep.
We got him.
But he got it done. That's important. And we roll along.
Yes.
Congratulations, Fritz. You're off to Mr. Mike's. I suggest the classic Mike burger. Absolutely delicious.
You were away, and I'm listening to Take It to the Limit by the Eagles.
Yes.
And I don't know if we told you, Eric and I were doing the show, and Eric he'd been out the night before, and he got very wistful sitting alone at the bar by listening and hearing Don Henley's Boys of Summer.
Really?
And he said it made him very sad.
I did not know this.
And so we talked it through, and later, one of the returns, he thought he fires up Boys of Summer. Well, we got a notification from Don Henley, or from
it was flagged.
Flagged.
Really?
Yeah.
You know you're making it.
Don
you know
Henley's
you're making it
for
when
you.
they're coming
Yes,
for you.
They're coming for you.
That's a tough one. All right, let's get into 3 questions too many. If you have any questions, you can submit them as well. 780-218-9999. Mark in the Park 68 over on YouTube says, it's kind of like Dusty yesterday when he asked, what city do the Atlanta Falcons play in? Yeah. That one, that was a very easy one. Yeah. Well, the guy got it. He nailed it. It was well done. All right, 3 questions too many. Brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where Mitch knows that the Falcons play in Atlanta. Yes, he does. Question number 1. What was your guys' all-time favorite moment in the old 1260 building? There's a lot of moments back there, Jamie. We can have these conversations because this is the first show we've done here at EST together. So
yes, we're unfettered.
Yeah.
Favorite? Well, okay. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that I probably can't share on the favorite. Getting fired. and I know that sounds weird.
I wasn't even in the building that day.
I know you've told the story on the air, but how it all came about. It's not a happy ending, but it's just the way that whole morning played out.
Well, like 2 days before, we had no inkling.
No, you're right.
Right,
but I can share this now.
Yeah.
I got a call the night before. And I was told only to come to the station early. So I thought, oh, God, maybe I'm in trouble. Or maybe Awanak has done something on social media. They want to talk to me, and then, we'll have a group talk, right? So I'm driving to the station, and my phone rings, and Awanak goes, have you been called to the station for 9 o'clock? I said, actually, I'm pulling in now. I'm being told I have to go to a meeting by myself.
Yeah.
I said, when you get in, go to the back office and sit there. He goes, well, Low Tide's calling me. So hang up. I get into the building. I'm ushered into this boardroom by myself. And I am told by the boss that we're closing the station. So I know before all of you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there by myself kind of staring at this person. Like, holy wow. Like I'm sitting on this. And I know what you guys are coming into. Tommy's on the air.
Yeah, because he was filling in for me because I was on a golf trip.
And so I'm sitting there. I get up and I said, well, I'm told, can you help bring the guys back to this boardroom at 9 o'clock? Because 9 o'clock was when they were shutting it down. They were going off the air.
Yeah.
So I go into the back room and there's Awanak and he's staring at me. What's going on? Low Tide's in.
Yeah.
I go, boys, we're getting fired. And they're like, no. So I run down the hall. I get Jeff Walker. I go, Jeff
Walker,
come with me. Come with me. So we get everyone in the boardroom. Again, we don't know. Somebody else had to go in and get Gazzola and Eric.
Yeah.
And then they were told as a group.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I remember I was golfing.
Yes.
And it was... I remember you had messaged me and you said, hey, have you heard? And it was early in the morning. I was out early. We were playing an early round.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything? And I said, no. And then I called Eric and I said, hey, have you heard anything about a meeting or whatever? And what was interesting was that my TV boss had called me the day before or texted me the day before and says, "Hey, need to have a meeting with you tomorrow morning at 9:00." And I said, "Well, I'm on a golf trip. Like I'm on vacation right now. Does this?" He goes, "No, it has to happen." And I was like, "Huh." So I connect to this. So and then you call me and say, "Hey, there's a meeting." And I was like, "Well, I have a meeting at 9:00 with my TV boss. Like, what's going on here?" So I didn't even think about it until I logged in at 9:00 from the golf course to this Zoom meeting. And I get on the call and I hear there are 3 people on this call. And I thought, what's going on here? Why are there multiple people on this call? And then our radio boss at the time comes on and not a fan of the guy anyway. But anyway, he comes on and he goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know that 1260 is being taken off the air and the other guys are getting told right now. But we have good news for you, so stay on the line." Then my TV boss came on and said, "Hey, we want to keep you on to do CFL games, so we have to rework a bunch of stuff." Yeah. And then there was an HR lady on the call just to make, keep it all above level or whatever. Yes. And, but I always hated that I wasn't there with you guys when that happened. I was always pissed off that I wasn't there.
We could have used you.
That sucked. That sucked. I hated not being there that day. Like that,
So
that was a wild day. So that was your best memory.
Well, it's a long-winded way. Yeah, it's
we promised there were good days there too.
Yeah, there were lots. I mean, I think my first day on the job, I was coming around the corner and remember Paul Brown.
Yeah.
I didn't know him. I knew of him.
Yeah.
And he's naked.
Completely naked.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen some stuff in my day, and it was like, okay, I think I'm with my people. I think I've found
this is where I'm supposed to be.
This is where I need to be in life.
Yeah, Trev, can you imagine walking into the office and Zach walks out of the office completely naked?
Yeah.
That's so good. Yeah.
Paul Brown got away with a few other things that probably wouldn't fly today.
Yeah,
no,
heard some stories of this Paul Brown.
Yeah, even here. Like, even I'd have to be like, "No, you're out of here now. We can't have you around anymore."
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, so yeah. I would say my all-time favorite moment was when they brought back the whistle dog and brought in the commercial guy into the studio to surprise us and drop it off. And it was funny because Eric and I were so oblivious to it. They're like,
so you had no idea.
I had no idea they were bringing it back. But the day before, we did like a 2-hour interview on the whistle dog in general. Like they brought a documentary crew out and they're like, "We're just doing something about the whistle dog. We know you guys love it." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So we did this big thing. Didn't even think about it. And then the next morning we're sitting there and the whistle dog guy walks into the studio, puts down a tray and says, "I believe these are for you." And I was
coolest thing ever.
I'll never forget that as long as I live. That was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
But we'd been doing some stuff with them before and I never once thought, "Oh, this must be well, they must be bringing it back." I don't know.
I mean, there were interviews and stuff that I did in the moment. You're doing it, and you sort of, God, I'm talking to Peter Mansbridge, or and not just sports figures, and you think, wow, I got to talk to that person.
Yeah.
One day early we had Lisa Ann, a famous porn star. I know. She was on the show because she is actually a very, very good fantasy sports person working out of, I think, New York.
Yeah.
And so she had a book out and on her life. And you think, man, I've got a cool job. I get to talk to all of these,
I remember the day we flipped from Team 1260 to TSN 1260.
Right.
When Bell kind of took over.
Yes.
We lined up Wayne Gretzky.
Oh.
And this was not the time that Gretzky surprised us while Chaser was fighting with one of our old bosses outside.
Right.
This was the first time we had him on. And I remember it was such a big day because we were flipping to TSN. It was monumental. And we had Gretzky on the morning show. And a bunch of people had gathered in the studio with me while I interviewed Gretzky. And then when we wrapped it up, we went to commercial. And like, they were all losing their minds. That was a pretty cool day too. That was a pretty fun day. That was a good time. All right, question number 2, guys. Was Canada Cup the most conceited name ever for an international tournament? Do you remember why it was called the Canada Cup?
I don't know why. I don't remember. we're calling it this because it just seemed sort of obvious at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one was 74.
74. No, 76.
76.
1976 Canada Cup.
Series. Then you had the WHA one. I forget the name of that. And then Canada Cup.
76 was the first Canada Cup. And then 81, 84, the big one in 87, and then 91. And then they turned it to World Cup after that. But why was it originally called Canada Cup?
Probably because, it's our game or, and who else is going to take on the task? I don't remember how they landed on it. It's not really very Canadian, isn't it? Like to say, hey, the Canada Cup.
Yeah, this is now in the 5 tournaments they did.
Yeah.
Canada won 4 of them. Mm-hmm. Soviet Union won in 81, beat Canada.
Was that the one?
I don't remember that game.
Well, you would be.
I was born then.
Yes,
I was a baby.
I'm trying to think. There was one, and I can't remember if it was Rendezvous. Some of our older viewers, listeners will know, but there was one that was a real embarrassment to Canada. That might have been the 81.
Maybe.
Where
Maybe,
it was, this ain't good.
Let's see here.
We had our show run.
Oh, yeah. 1981 Canada Cup final at the Montreal Forum. The Soviet Union won 8-1.
That
would be the
national embarrassment.
That would be the one. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's why we don't remember it or talk about it.
Remember it fondly. Yeah.
That was a nasty one. All right. And then let's go. Question number 3. What is your guys' favorite all-time international hockey moment?
Let's start with you.
Yeah, Trev, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah.
You're a different generation than us. We're all
Sure.
kind of 3 different windows here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks. As soon as I turn into adults, there's no Olympics, so I can't really go anywhere or, have any beers and watch an international game. So that's annoying, but probably have to bring it back to 2010 when YouTube Trev was walking the streets of Vancouver. It was awesome. I was able to go to Canada versus Slovakia. I don't know how we got these tickets. We won them, I think, and it was just an unbelievable experience. But just being in Vancouver when Sid scored the goal, it was. I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
Were you out on the street?
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah, it was
just
we were in a restaurant. We were just in a bar downtown Vancouver, or not a bar, but a restaurant then. And then the golden goal, and then we went. Everyone was it was the craziest.
Oh, that's cool for you. Then.
So many people. It was a feeling I've never had and probably won't ever have in my life again. But that was just awesome.
What about you, Jamo?
72. 11-year-old Dave J was in the seats at the Pacific Coliseum for the Canada-Russia Summit Series.
Really?
My brother and 3 other. It took me. I can't remember the 2 other people in our party. I went down to ice level, bought one of the programs, which I've since lost, and was hanging over the glass with all these other kids, yelling at the Russian players to stop and sign. Because back, it was, they would.
He was like from another planet back then. You're like, who are these guys? Yeah.
And I'm screaming with these other kids, and I come back, I'm so disappointed. Like the Russians didn't stop. And my brother goes, they don't know what you're yelling at them.
Yeah.
Because it was like watching aliens play hockey. You'd never heard of these guys. And, they opened the series by crushing us 7-3 in the series opener. But I said to you before we went on air today, it's hard to explain fully what that series meant to the game of hockey and to the country.
Yeah, to like our generation, to my generation. Like we'll just never understand that.
I think there were 400 Canadians that made the trip to Russia for the 4 games played there. I worked with one of those guys in radio in Vancouver. And you go over there, the KGB is following you. Your rooms are bugged. The food is terrible. The conditions are awful. It was an incredible thing.
That's great. And you said you guys bought a color TV for the first time to watch the series.
And we weren't alone. Like back, stores were saying, like, watch the series on a color
TV.
Television. Yeah. And you're like, whoa, this is amazing.
That alone sounds crazy to me.
Yeah. I know.
That's crazy. I'm trying to think for me. You know what? I was at the Four Nations final when McDavid scored in a suite, and it was vicious there. Like the Americans were being a bunch of assholes. I'll just say
tough,
like
tough
it
crowd?
was. Yeah, it was pretty nasty. Like when you got there, when you got down there, we got downtown, we get out of the car, and right away,
and you're in your jerseys.
The 51st state chants start popping up, and they're all over you. And then we were in a suite right next to a bunch of American fans, and it was like it. A couple of the guys wanted to get I was just like, let's calm down here. Like this is a hockey game, but it was. I don't know. It was an interesting time during the Four Nations with what was going on and some of this, and when McDavid scored, that was just like as a putting my fan hat back on for a 2.5 hour period. That was pretty incredible. That was pretty. I'll never forget.
You don't get a chance to be.
I don't really cheer for anything anymore. So I got to be there at that game when he scored, and it took me back to my childhood because it was like the first time I cheered madly for anything, and it was mostly because of the atmosphere in the building at the time. That was something. So yeah, I'd probably have to say that.
That's a good one.
All right, we've got the GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast still coming up. The Got Your Back Morning Mandate with TSN's Ryan Rishaug is on the way next, though. So if you're on 95.7 Cruise FM, 3 minutes commercials, quick update, and then we'll be back with Ryan Rishaug setting up the Oilers game tonight, talking about the Olympic team. He's covered a bunch of these international events. We'll get into that with Shoggy a little bit as well. But let's get to the update right now with YouTube Trev.
Looks to extend his point streak to 14 games as the Oilers welcome in the Boston Bruins. Puck drop is set for 7:30. Be sure to tune in to the GCL Diesel pre- and post-game shows with Tom Gazzola and Benny Thompson with pre-game coverage starting at 6:30. There are 9 other games around the NHL tonight, including the Jets looking to snap a 6-game losing streak against the Red Wings, the Flames hosting the Flyers, Stars battle the Sabres, Avalanche taking on the Blues, and the Sharks squaring off with the Wild. From last night's NHL action, Cole Caulfield lifted the Canadiens past the Panthers 3-2 in overtime. The Maple Leafs shut out the Devils 4-0, and the Flyers doubled up on the Canucks 6-3. At the World Juniors, there were just 2 games yesterday. Switzerland blanked Germany 4-0, and Latvia beat Denmark 6-3. 4 games are on the junior schedule tonight, highlighted by Sweden versus USA, and Canada looking to stay unbeaten when they face Finland. Puck drop for Canada's game is set for 6:30, and coming up at 10, Hockey Canada will announce its roster for the upcoming 2026 Olympics. In the WHL, the Oil Kings have won 3 straight after a 7-1 win over the Lethbridge Hurricanes. They're back in action tomorrow when they host the Rebels. And in the NBA, there were just 4 games last night. The Raptors returned to action tonight at home against the 22-10 Denver Nuggets with tip-off set for 5:30. I'm YouTube Trev. You're up to date.
Hey Pete, hey Poho, tell them what you did. It was a big blockbuster made cause Ebbs was lackluster, so in the end he just had to go. Yeah, that sounds about right. They sent him to New York and they landed Ryan Strome. Now he's got a song on the show. Right. He does all kinds of drills that give you all kinds of thrills, but the thrill he's never known is a thrill like he's dreaming. All the fans are screaming, it's another goal for Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome. Wanna see him dangle Ryan Suter. Strome. Wanna see him be 97 shooter. Yeah. Strome. Wanna see that smiling face. It's another goal for Ryan Strome. That's a very, very good thing.
We know this sexy old lady named Renee, baby, who likes to wear men's jeans. She's got a Ryan Strome road jersey, and it's bursting right at the seams.
Now this song's designed to blow your mind, but your minds won't really be blown. Like the blow you'll be feeling at Rogers Place, screaming, it's another goal for Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome.
Timberlake rocks.
Is that a mandate of yours?
God, what are we talking about here? Good question. Can some of it be about sports? Yeah. All he needs to do is just get in front of people and state his case. If they had the mandate from the people, blah, 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 I don't know where that information came from, but I would question it.
Time for the morning mandate with Ryan Rishaug.
This is what sports broadcasting is all about.
You know what? That may be a good point, Ryan.
You broke the story, Ryan.
Rishaug is one giant 6'2" pile of Charmin.
It's 8:35 on a New Year's Eve. Dustin Nielson, Dave Jamieson with you. Ryan Rishaug from TSN and the Got Your Back podcast network. He joins us on the show this morning on a New Year's Eve. Welcome to the show, Shoggy. How you doing, buddy? We can't hear him.
No.
What's going on?
I had the old mute button on. Sorry about that.
Classic mute
My bad.
situation.
Yeah.
It happens.
My bad. Nice to see you guys. Merry Christmases to your family. Happy New Year's. I hope everybody had an amazing time. Jamo, always great to see your smiling face. We miss Lieutenant Eric today, but great to see you, Jamo.
Always
it's nice to see Jamo, isn't it? Yeah,
it is.
Shoggy, we were talking favorite international moments here, and we'll get into this Olympic team coming up, but we were saying you were right down there, right next to the ice when Sid scored, weren't you, in 2010?
Yeah, I was actually working on the broadcast. So after he scored the golden goal, I went out on the ice to interview him on the broadcast, which, maybe when we have more time, it's one of my sort of career regrets is that interview.
I was just going to say, like, what's that moment like? Like, that's got to be one of the biggest interviews of your career, right? Like, that's...
Oh, yeah.
1,000%.
And yet I sort of feel like, like if I had a do-over, and I'm going to blame our buddy
just for
JJ
you, though. Like, I don't think anybody
Bear.
would have watched it, Shoggy, and been like, wow, Shog blew that
I mean, if you watch it back, you might see what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So I'll take you through it really quick.
Yeah.
So Sid scores the goal. I'm in the stands working the broadcast. I got to walk around to the Zamboni. So I'm standing there. They open the Zamboni doors. I will walk out onto the ice. They're all celebrating and cheering and going nuts and everything. I'm waiting for JJ Ebert, who we know used to work for the Oilers, good friend of ours. He's doing PR for them. He needs to walk Sidney Crosby over to me. So Sid comes over, get ready. I do the interview. First question is something along the lines of like, just tell me about the goal. He's like, I don't even know, man. I just shot it. He's like, that was crazy. You know, I just shot it. The next question I asked him was, what was it like sitting in the locker room waiting for overtime after letting that lead get away? Like, that is
You're a reporter,
right?
Yeah,
right. So you got to ask him that, right? And he's like, oh, man, we had confidence, whatever. So then I'm thinking I got two more, right? I got two more questions. And so my third one, this is where the reporter in me maybe got away from me a little bit, because the fascinating storyline about Sidney Crosby that tournament was it's not like he had an unbelievable tournament. He had been quiet.
Yeah.
And I was just curious. So I said, Sid, like, I got to ask. I mean, had this not been you, people might have questioned this tournament. Like, how do you feel it's gone for you? And, kind of what does this mean? And he was like, I just needed to stick with it. I knew it would come, whatever. Gave me a great answer. Meantime, JJ is standing behind Crosby going, like, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up, wrap it up. And he's telling me to wrap it up. I'm like, this is one of the most important interviews I've ever done, I'll ever do. And I wrapped it up. After that. What I needed to do was be like, screw you, JJ.
Deal with it.
I should have been like, Sid, this is one of the biggest goals the game has ever seen. What is in your head right now?
Yeah.
I never asked the how do you feel question. That is the time to ask the how do you feel question. And I didn't. I wrapped it up. So in the biggest moment, I gave him one softball.
And a country is waiting on that question.
I know.
Frankly. Yeah.
I know. Right. So I gave him one softball, and then I fired two fastballs at his head and then wrapped the interview up. It was brutal. Yeah. So anyway, Sid was amazing. And, the interview was fine. I just wished I would have asked that last question.
Fair.
That's a great story, Shoggy. As for today's announcement, is there any chance that Bouchard's name is announced as one of the 7th or 8th defensemen?
Yeah, we started hearing it a lot more here in the late stages, guys. And I'm not going to pretend that I have any sort of insight or know what's going to happen here. What I'll say is that when you start to hear his name popping up in multiple different circles from people that you probably know are fairly close to it, I think he got himself right into the mix here at the end. Now, my gut is that he won't be. The thought process is if Cale Makar gets hurt, they would want Evan Bouchard to go in and run the power play. But, they have other players that can do that. It's not like, oh my goodness, they're not going to have enough offense on their power play if Cale Makar's not there. The power play is going to be ridiculous anyways. Josh Morrissey can run a power play. I can't help but wonder, like, Jake Chikrin's having a hell of an offensive year. If you would look at him and say, maybe at even strength, you like that. And he's someone that could also do that too. So Schaefer is another guy, right? So I feel like Evan will be on the outside looking in. I think the big mistakes that he has in his game, I think would probably be the red flag where they might lean in another direction. But you can't deny how good he's been in the Stanley Cup final. And I think his game has really come together. He's an exceptional puck mover. So I think he's right there. But if you were to tell me you got to bet your mortgage, I probably wouldn't. The other one, too, is Hyman. Like, man, Hyman, I think, got himself into the mix here. Had he had the full season, it might be a no-brainer. You're just taking him and McDavid and playing them on the same line. But if you take Zach Hyman, are you playing him on your first or second line on this team? One of the storylines that we're often covering at these international events, and I'll be over there covering this team, is trying to find line mates for these super skilled players. In 2010, that was a story on Crosby that we were doing. They're having trouble finding chemistry with line mates. Well, if you can bring Kunitz with you, that helps. If you can bring Hyman with you, that helps. And that was even the story in the Four Nations a little bit. So that ready-made chemistry has to be tempting, and Hyman's game looks great right now.
Ryan, is there any chance we're surprised later today at any of the selections? I mean, because we do so much analysis prior to, and we already know some of the names on the roster. Are we looking past a player that maybe we shouldn't?
I think if there's a story, this is what my gut tells me. My gut tells me we're going to be talking later today about how close this is to the Four Nations roster.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be saying that. I think you got a bunch of guys. You got Coop. Because if you think of the bubble players, where do the bubble players play?
Tampa, Cirelli, and Point's already on the team, and he's not
Point's
playing
on
like
the
he
team.
should be.
Cirelli, Hagel, right? Bubble players, likely, St. Louis, Binnington, Parayko. So what do you think happens with these bubble players? And look at the guys making the decisions, right? There might be fewer changes than we think or we expect. Maybe a few, but I don't think we're going to see like, wow, did they ever deviate? Binnington is a fascinating one. He's not even the starter on his team anymore. I do not see how Doug Armstrong can get in there and hammer away and say, we have to take him. We have to take. I mean, yeah, he won the Four Nations, but everybody understood this is about, you got to be playing well. It just, this year has been terrible for him. That'll be fascinating to me. Like if Binnington is on this team, then Parayko's on this team and Cirelli is on this team. You know what I'm saying?
Noodles said this morning that Binnington would still be his guy.
Yeah.
Which kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
But he made a case for him in that he's won a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup final on the road.
Yeah.
He was mad. He saved them in that Four Nations final as well. But I think if he is there, it's a super short leash. Like if Binnington goes and starts the first game of this tournament and looks like he does with St. Louis this year, then you got to have some other options.
And Noodles was also not uncomfortable with the idea of Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah. I mean, Blackwood,
really,
Logan Thompson.
Yeah, bullish on
of course.
Yeah,
but here's the thing, though. Just because you take Binnington and just because Binnington won the Four Nations, Binnington has not earned the net. He has not earned the net, even if he's on the team. If he goes, he's got to be the number 3.
Yeah, that's a good point. You start the guys who've been playing better this year, and then you go,
why do you have to start him just because you take him?
If he does it, if the other guys don't work, then you go, well, we've got Binnington, and we know we've won an event with him. So, yeah. I mean, him as the number 3 guy probably makes more sense if you're going to do that.
Yeah, how do you justify starting him with the years that those other guys are having?
Logan Thompson has been significantly better than Binnington for the last 2 years. Not even remotely close. So, all right. So that's good stuff. That'll be happening today at 10 o'clock. Shaggy, the Oilers will be in action tonight. We've not had a chance to catch up with you on this Majapani stuff just yet. Your thoughts on him not being a fit here, and how do you expect it to play out?
Yeah, I mean, the reporting has been interesting. I think the place to start is the swing and miss for top 6 forwards that this organization has been dealing with the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Arvidsson comes in, and it was brutal in the early going. Jeff Skinner came in, couldn't find any traction. These are players that they're going out and spending $3+ million on, trying to find a fit in the 4, 5, 6, 7 forward position. So they've been spending lots of money in this position trying to find fits, and nothing ever sticks. And I can't help but wonder if there isn't something about the way the situation sets up. We were talking about this on Got Your Back the other night. Like, I made the point, what's the common denominator between Arvidsson and Majapani, Skinner, and Roslovic is the one outlier, but I'll include him in the group. Those are all complementary forwards who are kind of tweeners, right? Third or second line players that come to Edmonton and they don't produce. Well, the common denominator is there's no power play time, none for any of those guys. So the points that you would pick up in other cities just by being on a second unit, those confidence building secondary points that just add to the production, you don't get them here. You just don't get them here. This is where secondary scorers come to die. And, I think people looking at Edmonton like great opportunity to go there and be a complimentary scorer, be careful with that, because that second unit doesn't ever touch the ice, and we're seeing this. Now, Jack Roslovic is the outlier. He's come in, he fell out of the sky, and it's worked out good for him. But maybe it's an issue with the way these guys are used, because it's 3 in a row here that have completely fallen flat. For Majapani, the compete level hasn't been high enough. If he's not scoring, what is he doing? The intangibles haven't been there. He hasn't been disrupting enough. He hasn't been a guy that can go change the momentum of games. His puck skills are significantly diminished from what I remember them as. It dies on his stick all the time. He has not been a very usable player for most of the season. So should they want to trade him? Yeah.
Ryan, I just want to come back to the idea of, guys like this who fit that description, as you say, of sort of tweeners. Are they sold prior to coming to Edmonton a story of opportunity? Sign with us. There's a potential for you to do this. And then when they get here, they're, as you've just, elocuted, they're not seeing power play time.
I don't think anybody's being made promises of power play time. All you got to do is look at the history of that power play and know you're not getting power play time. It's not happening, right? So I don't think that they're sold a bill of goods like that. But what they are sold on is we're going to try and play McDavid and Draisaitl on separate lines, and you are near the top of the list for one of those spots with them.
Okay. Yeah.
So Majapani would look at it and go, look, I got a chance to play with either McDavid or Draisaitl. If you can catch some chemistry early, now you're back in a top 6 role. And so they would view that as tantalizing at even strength, but they'd be under no illusions that they're going to get anywhere near that top power play unit. Nobody has for 5-6 years. Nobody's come close to causing them to adjust things on that top unit. So, yeah, I just think it hasn't been great fits. Maybe they're picking the wrong people. It hasn't been a good look for the organization in trying to fill out these spots and having it continuously fail. It's been a tough one.
Shoggy, New Year's Eve plans? Doing post-game, I guess, on Got Your Back, eh?
Actually, we're going to hold off a post-game show tonight. We're going to do it tomorrow.
What a decision for a New Year's Eve.
Well, as a boss, Dusty, I mean, you're a boss too, Dusty.
Yeah. Tommy's working. I don't care.
No, I got to put the interests of my guys ahead of our need for a show tonight. I apologize to the folks that were looking forward to one. It's more important to me to be liked by my employees. That's way more important to me. So we're going to do a show tomorrow, mid-morning, recap Canada's roster, recap the game while everyone's long over and having their coffee.
All right. That actually is pretty reasonable.
Yes, it is.
But not happening around here.
Take note, Dustin. Take note.
Your operation is a little more significant.
Yeah.
It's a little more significant an operation you're running over there.
I guess. Anyway, man, Happy New Year's. And have the best with your family and stuff tonight. We'll catch up next week.
Sounds good. So good to talk to both of you guys. Jamo, always love seeing you, buddy.
There you go. That's Ryan Rishaug. Check out Got Your Back podcast on all your podcasting platforms. And, of course, over on YouTube as well. And then they'll be going live tomorrow morning, which is a pretty good idea, actually.
Yes, it is.
Probably not at like 7 or 8 in the morning, but mid-morning. Right? What's a reasonable time to start something on New Year's Day? 10 o'clock? I think so.
I'm the wrong guy to ask.
Yeah.
I mean, I
9,
get up
10.
at 6.
It'll be another day for me, kind of like. Yeah.
I'd say right around 9 or 10.
I think so. I think that's reasonable.
Just a note for next year, Dust.
Yeah. I don't. We're doing post game tonight.
Yes,
Sorry, Tommy. That's how it works. All right, let's get quickly to your GCL Diesel Orange and Blue Breakfast. Providers of the best diesel engine components around, from turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors. They're the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and the Northern Alberta area for over 50 years. As for some projected line combinations for this game tonight, McDavid with Hyman and Nuge, Draisaitl with Savoy and Podkolzin, Roslovic in the middle between Janmark and Frederick. You know, Frederick, we didn't talk about Frederick, but there's another guy who I think was probably told you're going to have and when they gave him a look in the top 6. Hasn't worked yet. You got 7 more years to try to make it work. Hopefully by then
that
the high ankle sprain will be better.
Doesn't look like it's going to age
I know. I know. Anyway, Roslovic, Janmark, Frederick, Adam Henrique, who hasn't scored in forever, with Lazar and Jones, who did score last game. Well, we'll see what happens with Majapani. I believe somebody texted me yesterday, said that Stoff said during the game in Winnipeg that he's expecting Majapani to be back in the lineup against Boston. So we'll see how that sorts itself out. As for the Bruins tonight, Lindholm with Geeky, who's having a phenomenal year, and Alexander Steves. Fraser Minton with Pasternak and Hushnadinov. Zaka with Arvidsson and Middlested. That's a veteran line there. Corrali with Kastelik and Isamont. And then on the back end, Zadorov, McAvoy, Lindholm, Asborough, Peak, and Mason Lowry. What's your key to a victory tonight for the Edmonton Oilers, Jamo?
Well, if they can get goaltending similar to what Pickard gave them, I mean, faced a lot of shots, limit the shots. They're a far better team than Boston.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. You could say this for many Oiler games this year. Start fast and don't let up, because you've seen where they've run into trouble. You know, they'll go into the third with what you think is a comfortable lead. Shut it down. Lock it down earlier than they've done.
If you would like to dive in on our early bird bet of the day, Oilers to win, McDavid 2 points, and a Bouchard a point. That's on the EST Specials page over at Play Alberta. Download the Play Alberta app as well. It's plus 173. And if you haven't used your free bet for the month of December yet, you got to do it today. EST Sports is the code. Deposit $50. Get a $50 free bet. My prediction will be, I think McDavid ends the year on a high note. With 3-point game tonight against the Boston Bruins.
Him the way he's playing?
He's been absolutely phenomenal. He's going to be he's already on Team Canada. We'll see the rest of that team announced today. So Oilers and Bruins tonight. We'll have your pregame show, and then that'll be followed by postgame, obviously, with Tommy Gazzola. He'll have you covered on the GCL Diesel pre- and postgame shows tonight. Let's dive into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, you get it done at William Huff. Bruce and his team over there have been doing it since 1952. If you want your place to look professional and you want to promote your company and market it in a successful fashion, Bruce and the team can make that happen. Yeah, it's wonderful. The big wall that we have out in the hallway out there, beautiful. Absolutely love it. Fine work from Bruce. If you come to the tailgate, you see our tent, it's William and Huff. William Huff. They've got it taken care of there. What did we learn on the show today? Well, we learned about Splits Boy over here.
Yes.
Trev, you just been knocking out bangers all week.
I guess. I don't know.
It was new to me. I didn't know about how Trevor bathes himself.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. And then the splits were new to all of us.
Shower.
And then learned with my follow-up question that you don't lotion, and that you didn't know that lotion was different from body wash.
Well, I do. I just didn't know if you didn't, so I just wanted some clarification.
See. You were trying to, okay.
I was like, is he trying to? Yeah. But I learned, speaking of splits, noodles. Never did the splits in the net.
And we learned the full story from Trev. The funniest part about it was when he got a chance to go on the ice as a minor hockey player at the Lethbridge Hurricanes game.
Stole the show, man.
All he did for the whole 3 to 5 minutes they were on the ice was he went down in the splits and pointed at people. Yeah. Didn't attempt to play the game at all.
No.
Didn't try to touch the puck.
Finger pistols.
Yeah, man. As soon as the puck drops, I just remember, I'm like, man, they love me. Is
there a video of that somewhere?
No, I was just
on a handy cam.
Gonna text my mom after the show and ask. I know she had a photo. There's a photo out there somewhere.
We got to get the splits photo.
Yeah, and I stole the show, and I was the smallest kid too. Like everyone was like a foot taller than me. Like, what's this kid doing out there? And I'm just I'm pointing at everyone. They're like, I love this kid's confidence. Look at him out there. Yeah, it was awesome.
My God, buddy, that is
better for it, Trev.
Such a story. That's incredible stuff. All right, let's get to your sound of the day today. Where do we go here for sound? Hey, oh, no, old man Bouchard. Maybe like a nice omen, though. Maybe he gets on the team,
Old man. We can't bust heads like we used to, but we have our ways.
Bouchard was excellent tonight.
So I tied an onion to my belt. McDavid again. This time Bouchard, one-timer score! Edmonton's first lead of the night! Evan Bouchard puts the Oilers up 4-3! Oh, man. Which was the style at the time?
There you go. That's your sound of the day today. Evan Bouchard waits for the call from Hockey Canada. Will he get it? Find out. Hangout will have live coverage of it coming up when they make the announcement at 10 o'clock today. Portions of the show today brought to you by Hammer Injury Law. Serious injuries need a hammer. Rick Mallett of Hammer Injury Law, over 35 years of injury law experience. Don't face your insurance company alone. Contact them today for a free consultation to start your injury claim. And every Friday, which will be January 2nd this week, every Friday they have frequently asked questions over on their Facebook and Instagram pages. Visit hammerinjurylaw.ca or call 1-855-98-HAMMER.
That number again.
Oh, 1-855-98-HAMMER.
That number again.
1-855-98-HAMMER. Perfect. Nice work, boys. Nice work. All right, let's get to your Royal Pizza text of the day.
Royal Pizza.
It's the text of the day. Royal Pizza, still making it great with the best and freshest ingredients you'll find. Top-notch service over 55 years. Order online today, royalpizza.ca, or visit one of their 14 locations in the Edmonton area. I want to go back to Spruce Grove Corey. 6 o'clock hour.
Why wouldn't you?
We learned about the splits
Yeah.
from Trev. He says, I'd like to imagine Trev interviewing for EST. What skills can you bring to our station? And Trev just drops into the splits and points. You're hired.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like Diddy making the band. Remember that? There's Trev. Yeah.
Did you watch the Diddy documentary?
Yes, I
Holy
did. Yes,
smokes.
I did.
What a piece of work that guy
Yeah,
is.
it doesn't seem like a good
Yeah,
dude.
you can't trust a guy who sets up multiple murders. We also learned that on February 13th, Trev is going to attempt to do the splits on the desk.
Better start stretching.
Legendary show. Mark it down. February 13th.
I can do it.
It should be. Yeah, you're pretty. So you're going to
I'm
start
confident.
stretching.
Yeah,
and
I was just looking up some notes already.
can you imagine the
notes.
screen caps that people will have of Eric and I sitting like right here on the edge of the thing, and Trev just split?
Yeah.
Now, are you talking like splits with both legs straight out like this, or is it the sideways split where it's like
The first one there.
the first one?
Yeah.
So straight up,
Which some people say is more tricky.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Why? Because the pressure it's putting on.
I don't know
groin?
why. I just know whenever I did it, because like the girls, growing up, they're like, oh, all the dancers or the
Yes.
gym, the gymnasts, they'd
Yep.
be like, oh, like I can do the splits. I'm like, oh, me too. And they do the splits and they do it the sideways. So, you're second.
Yeah, but you
option
do
there.
straight up.
And then I do it the straight up. They're
They're
like,
like Mika Kiprusov.
they're like, how do you do that? Like, we can't do that. That's way harder to do.
Mike Richter.
Yeah.
Mike Richter could do the splits.
Yes.
Okay, remember some of the saves he'd make?
Yeah.
He was a big splits guy.
Yeah.
Who other were big splits goalies? Kipper could do the splits.
Kipper.
Jonathan Quick, he gets
Oh, yeah.
down. He
He
can
gets
move
down,
around like that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for February 13th.
Yeah. It's going to happen
That's going to be incredible.
on a Friday.
Or it's career ending.
Yeah, one or the other.
yeah. No, I need
Yeah.
to do it because if I don't, that's
HR daddy right now. It's like,
no,
no way.
no.
He's not doing the splits on the desk. I was mostly excited. There was a few things I was excited for in February already.
Right.
One, going to Mexico with like 50 listeners. That's a big one. February 22nd. Super Bowl party, which is always massive at Selly Sports Bar and Lounge. But now this February 13th, Trev with the splits thing might take the cake.
I like it. It's going to be fun. Mark your calendars.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Is
You're
he
right.
in Mexico? Are you in Mexico with
No,
this
I'm
group?
staying here. I'm with, we got, can we say?
I don't know.
Do we know?
Believe Gager and Hernan. Stepping in for
that's
the boys.
right. Maddie's moving them up to the mornings.
Yes, because Maddie doesn't want to do the mornings.
yeah.
So yeah, I got a ride shotgun.
that'll
with
be a
those
lot-
two.
that'll be a lot of fun,
Maddie,
actually.
when I
That's
did the
gonna be
morning
fun.
show with Maddie, he was reluctant. I mean, he was great to work with.
Trev says he's improved his morning moods.
Yeah. You could
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
that
yeah.
he
He
was
was so
here
happy.
against his will. So, yeah.
All right, we're going to get you back to classic rock on 95.7 Cruise FM. What's the line you said?
Variety that rocks.
Variety that rocks.
Yeah.
What do we got coming up? The Cranberries. Jamo, this was a lot of fun, man.
We'll have to do this 4.5 years.
Yeah, we'll do it again in 4.5 years from now.
It's good.
On YouTube, on TuneIn, on iHeart, we've got the Hangout coming up. Team Canada roster announcement at 10 o'clock today. I think Shoggy's right.
Boosh.
And that it'll be almost running it back with the Four Nations. I think that's probably what it'll be. Celabbrini will be on the team. Tom Wilson will be on the team. Outside of that, they might just run it back.
And this is the last run with this group, right? Crosby's not doing
Crosby's
another
not doing another Olympics.
bunch of those.
Mark Stone's not going to be
Dowdy.
around. Yeah. Braden Point probably won't be on another team after the way he's played this year.
The baton is getting passed after this one.
That's going to be good. That's going to do it for us. I'll be back with the Lock Shop. Huss and I will have a full breakdown of that Olympic roster as well, and then we'll continue it. Oilers and Bruins on the Oil Stream today at noon. For YouTube, Trev, the Splits Master, and Dave Jamieson, I am Dustin Nielson. Thank you very much for joining us. Take it easy.